Calexico City Council, Calexico Development Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority, regular meeting agenda. We're going to start meeting Tuesday, September 1st, 2015, 5:39. The call to order, roll call.
Mayor Kim?
Yes.
Mayor Castro?
Present.
Councilman Dad?
Here.
Councilwoman Ocado? Councilman Moreno?
Present.
Okay. The four council members were present, and we got the quorums. And now we have, before we go to the closed session, the closed session of the City Council, Calexico Community Redevelopment Agency, Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority may be held in accordance with the state law, which may include it, but is not limited to the following types of items: personal matters, labor negotiation, security matters, providing instructions to real property negotiation, and the conference with legal counsel regarding pending litigations. The closed session will be held in the City Hall conference room located at 608 Heber Avenue, Calexico, California. Any public comment on the closed session items will be taken before the closed session. Any required announcement or discussion of closed session items or action following the closed session will be made in the City Council chambers, 6088 Heber Avenue, Calexico, California. I have let's see here. I have, I believe, two persons who want to talk. I wanna starting number 5. Mr. Benjamin Holton.
Mr. Mayor, distinguished members of the City Council, and residents of Calexico. Number 5 is in reference to the Chief of Police. We have had that many, I can use the word many times, but that wouldn't be enough time to say that, in reference to the Chief of Police. It's about time that we ratify his contract and let the Chief of Police, the interim Chief of Police know, and let the people of Calexico know and the whole valley know that Calexico can do something, good or bad. They can do something for the positive point, and that's kind of contradictory. They could do something very positive for the city of Calexico, and maybe to stop our name from being in the media and many different social media in a negative form. Let's do something positive to show the city and everybody in concern what the fiber of Calexico is. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holton. Next person, Maribel Padilla. Please stop. Please. Middle.
I sound like a broken record. Every single agenda, the same thing. How long has the chief been here on the interim pay that he's getting paid? December?
October 13th.
Jesus Christ. You know how many, that's almost a year, people. And you guys can't get your act together and either tell him, no, you're not going to be given a contract, go away, we are going to open the position, we're going to get somebody else, or give him the contract. October, a year? Really? It takes a council a year to decide on a contract? It's unbelievable. How are we supposed to run the city if you guys can't give a contract to a chief in a year? Every single meeting, it's coming up in the agenda. Make up your minds. Either way, yes or no, stay, go, whichever, but make up your minds now. Because if you tell him, no, we're not going to agree to your, whatever he's asking for, then Mr. Warren will open the position or whatever it is and get other candidates and move on. But a year, you've been paying him contract that's a consultant pay, which was interim, so he's getting paid all this extra money. He's getting paid a lot of money. You guys, you here, sitting here, the three that don't want to give him the contract, have been wasting city money, our money, my taxpayer money, on him, because he's getting paid a lot more than he would if he had a contract. And that's because you guys can't get your act together and you can't decide. You don't like him, whatever reason it is. It's either yes or no, people. This is getting ridiculous.
Thank you, Ms. Padilla. Next person, Jason Jung.
Good evening. I suggest you guys don't give the chief a contract. Let him go. He's no good for the city. There's already been several lawsuits filed against him. He's costing the city money. He's going to cost the city more money. What you guys should do is do what Mandy wanted to do. Bring in the sheriff's department here for 6 months. Let some of the animosities and the bad blood that's at the PD right now dissipate, and then bring in another chief in about 6 months. Or put it out and hire somebody that's going to do good for the city. I could sit on 5th and 111 and not see a single black and white drive-by all night long. The gentleman that got his air conditioning stolen when at the last meeting you guys had at the church, he said not a single black and white drove by the whole entire night. They stole his air conditioning system. Where's the police presence? When Chief Sanchez was here, we actually worked. The chief's in violation, I think, of the city ordinance right now because minimum staff should be 4 and 5. 4 during the day and 1 sergeant, and 5 at night and 1 sergeant, to give the required protection to the citizens of Calexico at night. And we don't have that right now. You guys are running 2 and 1 or 1 and 1, and if one's in county jail, there's only 1 officer for the whole entire city. Crime's running rampant. What's the chief doing? Nothing. Let him go or keep him and bring in more cops. Do something for the citizens of Calexico and protect the citizens here. But obviously, I don't think he's done a very good job, but bring a bunch of liability to the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person, Maribel Padilla, for the item number 6.
I should just stay up here. 6, city attorney, dismissal. Let me know when you're ready, when you're done with us.
Counting.
Really? Okay. So we're going to try to dismiss him again. You guys couldn't do it last time, so we're going to do that again. So let me guess. He's going to be on the agenda to be dismissed for the next year. Because, October for the chief, you might as well have a whole year for this attorney to get rid of him. Because you guys can't make up your mind again. Give him a contract. Or say, we're going to open it up and we're going to get somebody else to do it. But do something. Can I talk on the next one, Mr. Kim? I don't want to go down and come back again.
Okay, then restart, please restart the time. Stop. And then stop. And then fresh. Yeah. Reset. Start again. Yeah. Go ahead. Number 7,
Jesus Christ.
please.
Okay. Oh, I know, he got it. So now, number 7 is to hire the attorneys. Again, what I've heard is that you guys want to bring back the old attorneys. How is it that you guys are colluding together to bring back the old attorneys? And why on earth would you bring back the old attorneys after they've been fired? Again, the only reason is because you like the old attorneys because they let you do whatever you wanted. You did anything you wanted because she just twirled her hair. That's it. And played on her phone. So she didn't speak up when Mr. Castro would do something that was in conflict of interest. She let him. This attorney is way smarter than that. He knows the law. He knows his you-know-what. So he will tell you and he'll stop you. So that's what I see. I think that's the reason you want the old attorneys. Because you could run rampant. That's why. Well, you know what? Again, I don't want my taxpayer money paying the old attorneys to come back and do nothing and let you guys do anything you wanted. If you're going to fire the other one, get a new one. Do not recycle. Do not bring back old. Might as well stay for the next one. Another 3 minutes, please.
Number 8.
Okay, again, it says public employee performance evaluation. And what was what I said last time? I better not see this on this agenda because he gets evaluated 4 times a year. Is this the 8th or 9th time that you guys do this? I mean, if this is the item to talk about other things, then write it down as, talking to, or whatever it is you want to put it as. But when you put down here, evaluation, I take that as an evaluation of his work. And like I said last time, you people are done. You've done it too many times. The contract states 4 times a year. You've done it every 2 weeks. Every single meeting, it's on here. So if it's not to evaluate him, and it's just for the 5 of you to sit there and talk to him about things you would like to talk to him about that would not be breaking the Brown Act, then reword it. Reword it somehow. I'm sure there's a way. Smart attorney here can probably come up with something. But when you put it down as an evaluation, us the citizens take it for that, an evaluation. And you need to quit because you're done. You wanted a contract, that was Mondy's little thing, you wanted 4 evaluations, Monday, you've had your 4 evaluations, according to these agendas. So either change it or quit.
Thank you, Ms. Padilla. Next person, Mr. Holton. We're going to do the same way, reset the times.
I'll be talking about number 6, which is this dismissal or relief of the city attorney. How many of us remember what it was like with the previous attorneys? We remember what it was like. There was questions asked. I'll have to get back to you on that. They never got back to us. The people of the city of Calexico never heard what the decision was because it never was brought back in the next meeting. But now we want to talk about dismissing somebody that can give us the answer, an answer that we can understand, we can live with, and maybe some of the councilmen can't live with it to that point. But in my book, I oppose this dismissal. We can talk about certain things. We can have the words to be said, and the words are nice. We could say, well, it's because of this reason. But what speaks more? The performance of the words. Everybody has a word to say in favor or let's say oppose. But when it comes to performance, that speaks for itself. And I'm not up here to ridicule you or to say that the sky is turning, the wind was blowing that way, that's why I made the decision. I'm just saying, let's look at the performance, ladies and gentlemen, and the performance will say all of it. There are those who might say, they just say we got to make a change, but they don't give the reason for the change. They can't say because of the performance has been lacking, because it hasn't been lacking. It's been, I would say, outstanding. And I think that we all know, and I respect, I may disagree with councilmen or councilwomen, but yet we all have a right to make a decision. And we have voted to trust you with a ministry and to take care of our interests in the city of Calexico. Thank you. I guess we're moving down to number
please.
7.
Yes, 7, please.
Okay. Now, to lead into what I just said, you know, when we talk about appointments, how many appointments can say that we have had an opportunity to see what the person can do? I could say we're going to appoint this person, but we don't know how they're going to perform. This particular person, the interim city attorney, we have seen his performance. The city has, the council has. And I think his performance has been above anything you could say. At times I use the phrase, you have the high ground. This attorney has the high ground in knowledge and his ability. And I'm happy to say that I would trust his decision anytime. Now, those who might say, oh no, I'm not going to trust him, but what do they trust? Do they want to go back to what we had once upon a time? His performance speaks for it. And I would be happy to have him, and I recommend that you appoint him as the attorney of record for the city of Calexico. And number 8, the city manager evaluation. Now, I know that sometimes the city council use the word, let's make it too quick there. Give Mr. Castro a chance to program.
Go ahead, you can continue.
Well, certain people seem to have this thing about time.
Not me.
Okay. Now, we're talking about the evaluation of the city manager. Sometimes I have understood that they use that word, evaluate the city manager, for many different reasons, not necessarily the evaluation of the city manager. I'm going to say one thing, and it was said earlier, maybe we should use another word instead of evaluation of the city manager, because sometimes gives the misunderstanding to the public. But I'm going to say one thing. Let's look at what we had before. When we used to have closed sessions, you would come and meet and just leave. The people had not even a chance to say anything about the closed session. Thanks to this city manager, the public has a chance to voice their opinion on closed session. That's not something that just came about as a nicety. It was something that was implemented, and I would say implemented by both the city attorney and the city manager. That's performance, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, performance takes a back note to anything, doesn't take a back note to anything. Now I have a chance to voice my thoughts about an item that's coming on closed session. And we look at history, and I believe in looking at history. That gives us where we come from, where we're at, and where we're going. And because of history, we have a chance to voice our opinion in closed session. And it's thanks to the city manager to give us the ability to do things the way it should be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Holston. Okay, next person, number 5, Mr. Flores, Victor Flores.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, City Council people. I'm just here to address a concern for public safety. I think it's important to advise the council that right now we're being staffed with 2-in-1, 3-in-1, And it's important to understand that's way below minimum staff leveling. It's always been 1,000 people for one officer for service. And I believe that a slanted study was being used to change that staffing level. And I believe it's a safety not only to the public, but also to the police officers in service. Because if one officer takes an arrest, if it's 3-1, you got 2 officers covering the whole city. If it's two officers and one supervisor, it's 1 officer and 1 supervisor. And I think that the city deserves better than that as far as a police service. Another thing I want to discuss is that I'm concerned with Mr. Bostic. I wish he wore a body cam on July the 28th when he terminated one of the officers, and he told him, I understand that English is your second language. And I brought the 2 lieutenants here to explain to you if you don't understand the words I'm saying. This is a man who has a family, who is a citizen of Calexico, and on top of the fact that he has to find new employment, he's being kicked while he's down. And I believe that that officer deserves better than that. Just basic human dignity. Another thing I wanted to say is that it's nothing I have personal about Mr. Bostic. I have a family and I care about my daughter. She's my baby. And there's nothing I wouldn't do for my children. I'm sure all of you that have children will understand that. Mr. Bostic had a meeting where I was paid overtime to come on my day off to listen about the JPIA polling and how we should politic and try to get their contract signed and how we really need the JPIA to stay with the city. After the meeting, he tapped my shoulder and says, I need to speak to you. And I say, sure. And he tells me the last 3 months, 2 females have complained about you, about a friend I pulled over and asked for their numbers. I believe this is a veiled threat to me. I've never voiced my opinion publicly about what was going on, but this was a veiled threat. And I shared this concern with the Department of Justice, Sacramento. I spoke to Marvin Scott. And when I told him that, he was really interested in saying, well, wait a minute, it's state mandated. That's right. Was this a compa system? He's going to do me a favor and not do nothing about it? I challenged Mr. Bostic to bring those 2 females. I challenged them because I know my years of experience as a police officer, that's unacceptable behavior. He said that he's going to be hiring more females, and he does the opposite. He has these patting the back meetings saying that he's doing a great job.
Mr. Flores, can you wrap up your times?
So sorry. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you. So there's no more people who wants to talk about the closed session. Now, 6:02, we adjourn to the closed session. So now 7:02, we reopen the regular session. Call to order and attendance. Just ignore this. All the 5 council members been present? Okay. Pledge of Allegiance. Would you lead by Mr. Morales, Julio Morales? Lead. Well, invocation by Pastor Arturo Herrera, Iglesia Cristiana Rey de Reyes.
I usually pray in Spanish, but I'm going to try to do it in English today. Father God, we come before you in the name of Jesus Christ. We ask you, Lord, for your guidance, for your wisdom. We ask you, Lord, for your presence to be in this meeting, Lord. We ask you, Lord, that you will help us understand, Lord, that we're here with one purpose, for the benefit and the well-being of this beautiful city of Calexico, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Closed session announcement, Mr. Austin.
Thank you, Mayor Kim. Yes, action was taken on item number 6. Myself and the law firm of Rattan and Tucker were dismissed as the interim city attorney, effective at the conclusion of this meeting, if I understand correctly. The votes were in favor were Councilmember Rial, Councilmember Castro, and Mayor Kim. The votes against were Councilmember Moreno and Councilmember Hurtado. On item number 7, the council voted to quote-unquote appoint, albeit with no contract in place yet, the law firm of Best and Krieger as interim city attorney. The votes were the same as with the prior motion. Votes in favor were Councilmember Rial, Councilmember Castro, and Mayor Kim. Votes against were Councilmembers Moreno and Councilmember Hurtado. As part of that same motion, the council directed the city manager to send out an RFP for the permanent city attorney position.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Announcements. These proceedings may be...
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move to approve the agenda.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Second.
Vote.
Aye.
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 Yeah, it's working. The 5-0, anonymously passed. And the announcement, this proceeding may be viewed on the City of Calexico website at www.calexico.ca.gov the Friday following the City Council meeting. The public comments and the public appearances. Note not to exceed 3 minutes. This is the time for the public to address the City Council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is within the subject matters jurisdiction of the City Council. The mayor will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name and the place of residencies for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or the slanderous remarks. If the item you wish to comment on is a closed session or consent items, please comment now. The City Council is prohibited by the state law from taking action or discussing item not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and the comments to the City Council. I believe they have a person, Sylvia Bernard. Is Ms. Bernard is not here? Oh.
Great news. The Wellness Park equipment arrived, and these are the different banners that are going to be placed at each park. This is at each site that we're going to be doing it. Again, I would like to thank the cooperation of the city manager and Mr. Finley for helping out with this project. We also plan to, in the near future, have more wellness parks, and also I would like to thank the JPA, the city council members, for approving these. I really appreciate this. So we should be seeing something maybe by when, Mr. Warren? How long do you think it's going to take them to put up the equipment? Do you have any idea?
We'll have to schedule it in,
Okay.
so, I can't say exactly what
I
day
know,
it'll be.
because it's the first time we've done this. So you should be seeing something going up within the next month. So there are good things happening in Calexico, and this is one of it. And I want to thank everybody for supporting the Hefferman Memorial Healthcare District. We are here to help all the citizens of Calexico, and this is just one way of showing you what we're doing for everyone in Calexico. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next person, Alberto Chaviva. Chavira, I'm sorry.
Go to reset last amount.
We only have a microphone on the right side of the podium, so please go to the right side when you want to talk.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Alberto Chavira. Vivo en el 6050 Imperial Avenue, Space Number 10. Como dice mi CAP, 4 años batallando y mi mobile home no ha podido ser set up. El vidrio de atrás explotó con el calor. Está bien insegura mi mobile home. De por sí la puerta no se puede abrir por 4 años y ahora tronó con el calor. No me lo van a creer, aquí tengo la foto. Si se requiere, se la puedo enseñar. Es que no puedo entender por qué 4 años los encargados, la Terry Nava, de la que se carga del proyecto, y el inspector, que gana 84 pesos la hora, aproximadamente, un poco menos, no han podido reparar una triste mobile home. Luce, pero el baño así está, cartón por toda la vista, toda. El zinc, si lo viera, si lo pudiera traer, ustedes iban con una cosa que mueva yo, que traiga, se van a dar cuenta de la atrocidad. ¿Ok? Miren, esto, y la puerta explotó y luego chueca, no se puede abrir por 3 años. Vinieron a repararla y la Terry me enseña los papeles de reparación, pero es desreparación. La desarreglaron, increíble. La puerta está caída y se mete la luz así, polvo, cucarachas. La otra agarré una araña diferente, le tomé película y foto y la puse en un frasco y le tomé foto, porque era diferente para mí. Se mete cualquier animal, se me va a meter en una oreja uno, ¿se imagina? Imposible. La actitud de estas personas, por eso como dice en la hoja, estoy diciendo más de, esta es nomás una parte. Y el director de la ciudad está de acuerdo con estas gentes, en vez de ayudarme, como dijo el señor, el new city manager aquí, se pone de acuerdo con la señora Terry. Ahí lo captamos en el pasillo, diciéndole cómo me fuera a atacar con el señor, en vez de ayudarme. Por eso pido si algunos, pido que sea removido inmediatamente, que no se le pague un centavo, hasta que no compruebe que es apto para el cargo de director. Yo creo que algunos están de acuerdo conmigo, no solamente que sea el único, pero este director no debe permanecer ni un segundo más en la ciudad de Calexico. Miren, las doors inseguras, la estufa insegura, el Porsche, estaban cayendo unos granizos así, que sonaba, y está suelto el Porsche, está en peligro mi familia, todos, el carro me lo apoyó, todos los granizotes, todo eso, y no entiendo yo cómo desde esta fecha que dice aquí no me lo han podido arreglar. Ajá. Contesten algo.
Sí, una pregunta. ¿Cuál es la dirección donde vive? La dirección donde vive.
1650 Imperial,
Es el Encro Trailer Park.
ajá, Imperial Avenue Space.
¿Y quién es el director que estás hablando? ¿Cuál es el nombre?
El director de la ciudad, ¿cómo se llama?
El director está aquí, es el señor
No,
Richard
no
Warren,
es decir el
pero-
manager,
Ajá,
el director
sí.
de la ciudad.
Pues director de que hay bastantes directores.
Bueno, que yo sepa, el director. que
Terry,
se encarga-
Terry
¿eh?
Nava no, no está, pero no sé. Ralph, do
Okay.
you know something about
El director,
this?
el que le dio, cuando yo vine el primer día que le dio de este.
So Julia
Okay.
would be county jurisdiction?
Ajá,
So his problem is to the county?
sí.
Can you maybe elaborate on that? I've seen him come a few times and his problem hasn't gotten fixed. I don't know if that's a city problem or a county or.
You know what, Mr. Real, this is not part of the
FEMA.
agenda, so maybe he can meet
cannot,
with Mr. Morales, so instead of discussing it here.
Staff has met numerous times with this individual and discussed his issues. There's a lot more to this, a lot more history.
Okay.
This is not a new issue, not a new
Muchas gracias, señor.
problem.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chavira. Thank you. Next person, Maribel Padilla, public comment. Next person is going to be Helman Jimenez.
May I speak?
Get the timer.
Sure, why not?
Reset the meeting.
First off,
Reset first.
Mr. Attorney, thank you very much for doing what you did the time you were allotted. It's a shame that these three people are getting rid of you, because you're the best attorney that this city has ever had. These three should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed. Because he's done nothing wrong but put you guys in your place. So I guess you didn't like that, so you got rid of him. Mandy, I think you have to disclose to the public when you start with your little camera and recording everybody. Yes, you do. It's a public meeting, so you're allowed. Is he allowed to? Yeah, and he doesn't have to disclose to people saying that we're being recorded?
It's a public meeting, it's being recorded.
Yeah, they're recording them. They're not recording the audience. He's recording the audience. So he should have, just like they announce that they are recording, you should announce. You can record, Mandy, I don't care if you record, but you should at least do that. Announce and say, hey, I'm recording.
I'm recording.
So thank you, Mr. Attorney. God help us all, really. The city's going down the tubes faster than I can see. I was going to, Mr. Real, you just asked that man a whole bunch of questions right now, and supposedly this is a comment where we are supposed to talk to you and you're not supposed to talk to me. You know why I know this? Because last meeting I asked you something and you told me I'm not supposed to talk to you. How is it? No, I don't want to hear it. I really am not. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I don't want to hear it. How is it that this man can come up here and you ask him all sorts of questions, but when I ask a question, you shut me down? And you say, no, I'm not supposed to answer you. So you can't have it both ways, Mr. Real. It's either yes, we can ask questions and you answer, or you don't ask questions for everybody. Or do I have to say that my mobile home's falling apart so you can talk to me? So, yeah, let's not be hypocritical.
I wasn't the first person to talk. Once the one person answers, the others can speak.
No. When I ask a question, you didn't answer. This little comment card that is here for everybody to see. Cute card. It says, was the employee that served you able to answer all your questions? Yes or no? Why can't we have one for this council? Why can't we evaluate you guys? Why can't you answer our questions? We're the citizens, we want answers. So why can't we get one that says city council comment card? That would be fair. If we're able to talk about the employees of this city, we should be able to talk about the council too, because guess what? My taxpayer money pays you incompetent people to fire attorneys, and yet we can't fill out a form for you? It's not fair. I want questions answered. So this comment card should be for council too. And Mr. Kim,
Ms. Padilla, would you wrap up your time?
oh, I'm going to wrap it up. Next time you try to throw me out from the meeting, you need to throw everybody out. You told Chief Bostic to throw me out while Alma Castro was standing over there yelling at Maritza, standing, going like this, yelling like crazy. You did not even look her way. Why? Because she's your buddy's sister, so you're not going to throw her out, but you're going to throw me out? No, Mr. Kim, you throw me out, you throw everybody out. You are not going to target me because you don't like it and let his sister do whatever she wants. And it's on the recording. He recorded it. It came out. Everybody saw that. So think about it. You're going to throw me out? You're going to throw everybody that acts like that. Not because we're not siblings to Mr. Castro. Goodbye, Mr. Attorney. Thank you again.
Good evening. My name is Manuel Jimenez. I'm here as a citizen, not as a police commissioner. And for months since I got involved, I try to keep myself, give everybody a benefit of the doubt. Obviously, we got council that don't care about the city. And I know you're not going to answer my question, which I don't give a damn. Okay, to complete those games. You're so adamant about JPIA, you don't care if the sheriff takes over. You're so adamant to replace the chief, the city manager, the attorney. What agenda do you have? And I know that as experienced law enforcement. You're so adamant to remove everybody, but yet you want to bring somebody that we do not know. Who's to say that this attorney that they're hiring are probably from the same pot? Again, I'm a citizen. You're dealing with citizens here that have come over here to help you guys. I voted for you, Mandy, because I had the benefit of doubt, and I told you at the DOJ what's in your heart. Obviously, there's nothing in your heart. We can play those games. Trust me. I've been there, been done that. Okay? So if you don't care about the city, because both of you, all of you here, you have your own business. So you don't care. No. I can say your name because it's public. Okay, I'm not a dumb person. I told you I got 23 plus years. I got a degree. I qualify. I could be here right now.
You should run.
Okay, I will. Trust me. And you're going to see a real good councilman who's not going to take take advantage of these citizens out here. Instead of concentrating on what we have issues out here, you're concentrating about the manager, the police, the attorney.
The manager's still here.
You still concentrate about the evaluation.
We're allowed to evaluate them every
week,
city
every
council,
month?
every
You're
city council meeting.
Wasting
Leal,
taxpayers'
please.
money.
Nope.
Okay?
We can evaluate them
Wasting
every
Mr. Leal,
single
please.
council
Okay,
meeting.
let me finish talking,
He said my
please.
name, I can
Okay.
respond.
No, please.
Let me finish, okay? Remember, you work for us. We don't work for you. We voted you. Okay? I told you again, and I told you at the meeting, I'm not afraid. So let's not concentrate on this. Attorney, I'm sorry, but you did a hell of a good job. City manager, the chief, everybody's doing a good job here. I give you the benefit of doubt. Do something right. I like how you record that. That's good. That's more evidence for me. Because you're selecting me only.
I recorded
Yes, you are. Okay? Remember what I said. Do not underestimate me. Do not
You're
take
threatening
for a
me,
fool.
sir?
Excuse me,
Okay.
please, Mr.
Do not
Leal.
threaten me?
Mr. Leal,
Do
please.
not underestimate that
You cannot-
that I'm not aware of what's going on. Okay?
He's threatening me.
That's not come on, man. That's not a threat. I'm just saying do not take me for a fool. I'm just telling you. Okay? So that's why I'm saying, I know you have a heart. I know you care. Prove to us, man. That's all I'm asking. That's
Your
all I'm
city
asking.
manager's here and your chief's here.
That's all I'm asking.
Is your chief here?
I
The chief
understand
that
that.
you believe is good.
I understand that.
Is your city manager here?
I understand. Now you're
So
answering
then?
my question, but yet
So then?
you would
So
answer a
then?
question, okay? So there's no need for us to get in a one-on-one
Is your
conversation.
chief and your city manager
Okay.
here?
Mr. Leal, please.
I'm just saying,
Thank you.
have a kind heart. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I don't know you, you don't know me. Okay? I'm willing to work with you. But let's think about the citizens. Let's think about these gentlemen who are trying to help us. That's all I'm asking. And by the way, I didn't get written up and I didn't get fired. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. Okay, next person, Sylvia Werner. Again, she put again, but I believe different subjects, so I'm gonna allow to talk. Yes. Please, go ahead.
I'm sorry I'm up here again, but I forgot to mention it the first time. We just had a LAFCO meeting last week, and I wanted to thank everybody who went to the LAFCO meeting. We had a house full of people from Calexico supporting the Heffernan Memorial. Again, for about the fourth time, they wanted to do away with the Heffernan Board. But thanks to all the support that we got from everybody, thanks to all the people that we have given grants to and that we have been helping all around the city of Calexico. There was a lot of people there. I can't mention all of you, but you know who you are. There was a representative from the city, Mr. Warren. There was somebody from the police department. There was Hildy from the chamber, Mr. Romero. We had Pioneer Hospital there because we have an MOU with them. We had El Centro Regional because we have an MOU with them. And we had UCSD because we also have an MOU with them. We were lucky and we knew that we were right because Heffernan Board has not done anything but want to help the people here in Calexico. And again, people are after our monies that I think people don't understand, but if Heffernan Board goes away, so does the monies that we receive. Nobody will get the monies. That money will automatically go away. If Calexico can afford to let go over $500,000 a year that we get, then so be it. But obviously, everybody who was there supported us, and I really want to thank everybody. The only thing that LAFCO asked us was to have a business plan. So ladies and gentlemen, Heffernan Memorial Healthcare District is here to stay, now and forever. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person, the Vice Madai.
Hi everyone, my name is Mara and I live in Calexico, and I just wanna, I'm trying, first of all I'm gonna speak Spanish because I know there's a lot of people from Calexico that really don't speak Spanish, so I think it's gonna be more good, okay? So, primero que nada, quiero agradecerle al señor Kim por enseñarme lo de estas juntas. Yo no sabía nada de esto, entonces vengo a arreglar un malentendido que ocurrió en la junta pasada, donde al señor Kim se le acusó que él había asistido a Clínica Ortopédica del Valle de la calle Primera únicamente para cerrarla. Yo, como digo, yo no soy trabajadora ahí, simplemente soy voluntaria y ayudo a los doctores a traducir cuando vienen de Los Ángeles. Y de esa manera apoyamos a los niños que tienen discapacidades ortopédicas. Primero, pues bueno, el señor Kim asistió el día julio 24, llegó alrededor de la 1 de la tarde y le agradezco mucho que haya asistido. Entonces, antes de eso, yo había hablado por teléfono con el señor Moreno y con el señor Real, había hablado, y no es por ser grosera ni nada de eso, pero pues entre ellos se tiraron la bolita, ¿no? Nadie quiso ir. Entonces, al último, agarré al señor Kim, empezamos a platicar y nadie sabía, tenían muy pocos escasos respecto a lo que se hacía en clínica ortopédica. El señor Kim asistió conmigo a la clínica, miró lo que se lleva a cabo, cómo es de que los niños reciben la ayuda que necesitan, y más que nada es muy triste que la ciudad de Calexico no esté envuelta y que piensen que la clínica ortopédica está cerrada, cosa que no está cerrada. Entonces, por, no puedo decir fuerzas muy fuertes, algo así, ¿no, verdad? Pero no pude atender al señor Kim como lo es debido. Estuve traduciendo, pero me despedí de él y le di la bienvenida. Entonces, yo lo único que quiero hacer es poner en claro y afirmar que el señor Kim, el día julio 24 de este año, él nomás asistió a ver lo que se lleva en la clínica. No fue con otro tipo de intenciones. Como digo, yo fui quien lo invitó, yo fui quien lo abordó para que él pudiera, a ver si los demás personas que están aquí presentes se toman el tiempo y miren un poquito más lo que la clínica ortopédica le brinda. El abril 24 del próximo año, Clínica Ortopédica va a cumplir años y, como digo, yo no trabajo ahí y mis intenciones no son obtener algo a cambio, ¿verdad? Pero el fundador, el señor Wayne Vandergraaf, no sé si lo conocen, ese señor puede ser para mí que fue como un padre para mí y gracias a él yo soy lo que soy ahorita. Y más que nada le debo eso y no puedo pedir que todo el mundo esté agradecido con él, ¿verdad? Pero yo sé que esa persona, que donde quiera que esté, él hubiera querido que Clínica Ortopédica siguiera haciendo, ayudando a muchísimas personas, a muchísimos niños que no pueden caminar. Pues como le vengo a decir otra vez, solo quiero afirmar que el señor Kim fue a visitar a la clínica, no fue con otro tipo de intenciones. Y la verdad es una invitación abierta para los que quieran asistir a la clínica. Son más que bienvenidos. Va a haber una clínica en diciembre. Las fechas no las tengo ahorita escritas, pero siempre se regala juguetes y se les brinda la atención adecuada a los niños completamente gratis. Entonces, pues más que nada, Ciudad de Calexico, yo sé que tenemos muchos problemas y pues sí hay, ¿verdad? Pero como digo yo, o sea, todo el mundo quiere cambios, pero es triste decirlo, pero muchos ciudadanos no están aquí. Entonces, si quieren cambios, pues a ejercer y a pedir que hagan cambios. Más que nada, pues muchísimas gracias y está la invitación abierta para cuando quieran asistir. Y más que nada, gracias, señor Kim.
Gracias, señorita. Next person, your time is off, please. Next person is Jason Jung. Please, time's off. You
Go. Ready? Time?
Yeah, time.
Clock? Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Kim for appointing me to the Planning Commission. That came out of nowhere. And I hope that I can make some changes in the city in the future as I learn my role of being a planning commissioner. That's one. Number two, this is from Ms. Hurtado. I guess she left the room, but you know, the comments that she made to Mr. Kim last week were very unprofessional and something that she shouldn't have done. And I wish she was here to, oh, there she is. You know, Mr. Kim may be a swap meet vendor-minded person or whatever it is, but, you know, different people have different starts in life. If you start at the swap meet and work your way up to having a storefront like a lot of the merchants downtown did, they've become productive, successful business people. And they've invested and given of themselves to the city of Calexico, sustaining this city for the past 100 years. So why do we badmouth the swap meet vendors? There was no reason for that. And I'm seeing Ms. Hurtado walked out of here. So she must not care what I have to say, but hopefully she reviews the video and sees what I'm trying to tell her. Las Palmas is up for sale. Once they sell Las Palmas, the city's going to lose about, I don't know, 1,000, 5,000 business licenses in one shot at $400. You guys do the math. What's going to happen then? What's going to happen to the economy of the city? You know, we have certain people on economic development advisories coming up here saying that it's all gravy, but in reality, the city's hurting right now for monies. The city's gonna be broke. Mr. Kim told you that. And you guys don't wanna listen to him. When the city's broke and there's no more merchants here, and the city has no more revenues coming in, what are you guys gonna do then? Cry? You know, there was this grand plaza thing you guys built. You guys imposed laws and rules and regulations on them. Have you guys revisited that contract you guys had with them? Are they supposed to be paying you back monies? There's a rumor going around that the Grand Plaza never paid for the gun club, that's still pending. How much money is that the city's not collecting right now? You know, people do things in Calexico and at the end, they don't go back and look at it. That's money that can be brought into the city for different things. Yes, my time is almost up, so thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jung. Next person is Daniel Romero.
Mayor, council members, I'm here with great disappointment, firing of Mr. Austin. I worked with Mr. Austin during the planning commission meetings. There have been points that we did not agree, but I still lend to his direction, him as giving legal advice. He has been giving this council, from perspective of one, excellent legal advice, and you dismiss him. You're getting in the habit of dismissing people that are good for the city. That's really proactive. Obviously, whoever you three hired to replace Mr. Austin, there's going to be groups of citizens out there that are going to query who they are, and I just hope that they don't bring up anything that they shouldn't be digging up. Mr. Austin, I hope you don't stay too far from the city of Calexico. I'd like to see the council members eventually reverse their decision. Difficult decisions have been made, and they have been made appropriately. And what a bigger need for the city of Calexico to have right now by having excellent legal advice, and you just said goodbye to it. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Romero. Next person, Jay Miramont.
I just wanted to see if I can give my 3 minutes to Jason because he has something more to say about the city.
Okay. Just one time with the agenda.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm back up here to tell everybody one more thing that I ran out of time on. I have a question or a request for this to be put on the agenda for the bid to be canceled in the city of Calexico. The bid does nothing good for the merchants. It may benefit a couple of merchants in the downtown area, but it doesn't benefit any merchants on Imperial Avenue, 4th Street, Emerson, or 98, where the bid map is. You have no more bid commission. You have no members on the bid commission. You have 2 people right now, and who does it benefit? It doesn't benefit most of the merchants that are here with me because they're on 5th Street. They have a car show. How does a car show benefit anybody on 5th and Imperial Avenue, Imperial 98, or just in general in Imperial Avenue, period. They have their little annual car show and their, what is it, their Halloween thing, but it only benefits the downtown people. If you want to have a bid, just keep it for the downtown merchants and let everybody else on Imperial Avenue be let go from the bid, because it's not fair for merchants to have to pay an additional fee on their business licenses every year when they're not going to see any type of benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the public comment is nobody there anymore. So now we come to the council. And okay, Mr. Moreno.
Well, I just want to say a lot of damage has been done today. It's a travesty what's happened. And I hope that my fellow council members see the error in their ways. It's hard to really move the city forward when we keep making all these unnecessary changes. I will leave it at that because I know we're pressed for time, and I'll allow another council member to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Moreno. Mr. Castro is ready?
No public comments.
Mr. Real?
No public comments.
No comment? Mr. Real? No comment? Ms. Hurtado?
Yes, I would. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the Calexico Unified School District for finally approving the pool. I know that there was some issues with that, but we're finally going to look at some solutions with that. I had some discussions with some citizens this past week, and actually a couple of weeks in the past, about the issue of our business licenses and things like that. And so we've been talking about developing a strategy committee, because if we're here during September, and we're going to make any change in this, we need to make sure that we make those changes so they're applicable come January the 1st. So we're working on that right now. And obviously inviting the community to participate. Got an opportunity to meet some people from the Soles basketball club. They were national champions for Mexico last year, and they're looking to continue the sister cities relationship that we've always had. They came and met the people at the chamber last week, and tomorrow we'll be meeting with the individuals at the Holiday Inn Express. These games bring a lot of not only fun, but a lot of business to the city of Calexico, and of course, likewise, the region of the Imperial Valley loves to go watch Soles, especially now that they're champions. I have a couple of concerns about lately. We've got some commissioners that are involved in some of the lawsuits, so I think that I'm going to ask some questions once we know who our real representative is about that. We want to make sure that we try to maintain the drama to a minimum. And I think Jason made a reference about some of my comments I made last week. And last week was pretty stressful. I think I was a little menopause maybe. And I do apologize to anyone who may have been offended with my attitude on last meeting, because sometimes these kinds of things do wear you down. After 5 hours of sitting here and frustration, sometimes we don't know how to hold our tongue. So anyhow, we're all human. I do have another information that we had some meetings now about changes to the taxi cabs and the bus zones for the city of Calexico, being that we're going to be having a new transit center coming in here pretty soon. With that, I am concerned, because I am hearing from citizens, and I think that Mr. Warren, you may need to look at this, is that some of our bus companies or taxi companies do not have business licenses at this point. We are already in September, and some of our companies do not have that, and that business license is going to need an inspection of those buses, and I believe that that's what we need to get going here, is make sure that everyone is in compliance and that we do not allow these companies to do that again, because we already had that experience in the past where they were operating without insurance. The last thing that I think is that we need to definitely say, doesn't it make you upset? Doesn't it make you upset when these types of changes are occurring? The decision to fire this city attorney today and hire a new attorney was not shared with this council. Mr. Real is the only person that interviewed that attorney. None of us here knew who that person is. Does Mandy really believe that that's transparency? And so all of you have already experienced in the past where we got sued without knowing it, and your lawyer is really important. really important for this council and this city to move forward with transparency and legally. So I'm very disappointed to know that Mandy has taken the step once again, has met with someone who did not have the decency to meet with this council. So from the get-go, these types of opportunities are not good, because then we can't trust them. When someone comes to work for a city and doesn't have the decency to follow the normal process of being hired, then I'm going to question that person. So unfortunately, that's the situation we have. We're going to have to work really hard to maintain the transparency, and I will keep my very well-known mannerism, which is letting you guys all know what's going on back there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hurtado. It's my time. I got two things. One is good things, very excitement things, and the other one is little bad things. So my comment going to be stating reading the two letters. One, this is my written statement, September 1st, 2015.
3 minutes.
John Kim, Mayor of the City of Calexico, Council meeting written statements. As mayor, I applied to the hardworking people who works as vendors at all swamits. Our council member said to me that I have the mind of the swamit vendor. I'm proud to have started my small business at Las Palmas. Calexico should be proud of our small business citizens. Many of these small business people have turned out to be successful and outstanding citizens. The lots of smartest people that I have met have been Calexico residents who have worked in the swamit. I have found out that our finance director has resigned, and we have not advertised for the position. I hope that rest of the council will join me and ask that we advertise it for their positions. Also, I feel that our new website is not good one. Our old one was better colors of garnet yellow and white, Calexico High School colors. The new website is not transparent, and it got rid of all the previous agendas and the minutes for the past couple of years. Something is fishy. I also apologize for the new draft budget for fiscal year of 2015-16. I hope the Finance Committee can meet very soon and discuss further. This one is a written statement for the man. And the other one is exciting notice. I received a letter from the LA who representing the most of the Korean apparel groups. Okay. They found me and one of the Korean people in the mayor and the city of Calexico. They were paying attention and interesting. Dear Mayor Jung Kim, it's nice to talk to you over the phone, and thank you for your time. To recap our conversation, the experts in garment and apparel business of LA downtown areas in parties of KAMA, KOAM, Garment Industry Association, Apparel Roundtable and Associations, etc., have been gathering several times to discuss about the consideration relocation of whole industry of garment district due to high rising rental costs, increasing of labor charges, and reinforcing labor act, etc. lately. Since all these problems causing the financial and management difficulties, they've been deeply considering the relocate their business field in new areas. Therefore, for new setup, they plan to visit El Paso, Texas on September 15 and Seoul, Korea on October 15 to research and evaluations. El Paso City is very excited and pleased to offer them all possible benefit and the support to them already. They've been talking about it, but there is no decision made so far. My thinking is that what if Calexico would consider to attract this domestic capital and investment It will help our lots of growth in the community and development in the areas. Hope you consider this opportunity and hold an event to invite the experts for introductory tour around the last week of the September. The persons, including Korean press and the media, will be there to get to know for this optimistic opportunity. Look forward to your reply and thank you for your attention. Actually, we're talking about tens of the thousands of jobs we're talking about. If they're coming, we might have to, our city might be triple or more bigger. That big size of the garment industry in the LA right now. So I hope this one getting going so we can take care of our issues. And I spoke with them. We can have almost endless salaries, the minimum wages. So we are the highest, highest unemployment rate in the nationwide. So they don't have to worry about increasing our salaries or timely wages, so we can work together. This is my only one person's opinion was, I'll talk with the council. I'll do my best to try to work together. I wish this one get through with us, and we can have a new chapter of the Calexico. Thank you.
Well, I hope that you support this growth, not like you supported the Grand Plaza or the Mega Park or other developments that we've had. So thank you that you're changing your mind.
Well, different type of the investment. This is a whole labor.
Investment is investment, economic development is economic development, and you've been against it all this time. So I'm glad to see you're changing your mind. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
I support the growth of the Calexico, but not the giving more money away to the.
Nobody's giving any money away.
Permitted. Thank you.
Thank you. I had to say that.
Okay. So next one is any Johnson City Manager reports? Okay, consent calendar.
Move to approve 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Looks like somebody wants to pull out the agenda.
How do you know that? Nobody spoke?
Second.
I want to pull out the agenda.
Well, go ahead and pull them out so we can get this meeting moving. You should know which ones you want to pull out, Mr. Kim. You've studied this agenda. You
Yes,
should know
I did.
which ones you want. Well, tell us which ones you want pulled out, please. Any
Well,
day now.
I want to take it out number 12 and 13.
Motion to approve 9, 10, 11, 14.
12 and 13?
9, 10, 11, 14.
10, 12, 13, ones.
Motion to approve 9, 11, 14.
9, 11.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please vote.
Aye.
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 I think so, light working.
Clarification, what items did Mayor Kim pull?
The 10, 12, 13.
10, 12, and 13.
Yes, the rest of them. Number 10. I've been asked, I believe Mr. Real will send the message to Mr. Wong about the receipt. I didn't get the receipt yet. And receipt of the,
Yes, as I'm the official translator for Mr. Kim to Mr. Warren.
Mr. Kim, if you
I
would read
relayed-
the item that
I
you
relayed-
pulled out, please. I think it'd be in the best interest to read the.
I relayed
read
the
the item.
message to City Manager.
What is
Richard
the
Warren.
item?
once from August 5th, 2015 to August 19, 2015.
Thank you.
The receipts. He wanted some receipts on
Mayor Kim, you're welcome to come down to the city anytime. We'll show you whatever you would like to see.
Well, I asked, actually, Mr. Leal told me to ask the copy of the receipt.
Please come to the city, sir.
Well, I was briefing today, city managers, he wasn't there.
Your briefing was yesterday.
Your briefing was yesterday at 2 o'clock and you didn't show up.
Nobody didn't set up the 12.
You need to honor the time, Mr. Kim. when
Today,
it's 2
11
o'clock.
o'clock is the
It's
meeting.
2 o'clock.
Today, it's 11 o'clock is the briefing.
Mr. Warren's staff is excellent. They contacted me, for example, for my review Friday to remind me, and they reminded me Monday to remind me, and they reminded me again on Tuesday, which was today. So I asked, and yes, they are doing the same thing with all of them. So as far as saying that you were not notified, you need to talk to the staff then, because apparently we got two different
Actually,
versions.
I did talk to Sally from your staff. She said that she failed to notify us, but that it was her mistake and she's sorry. So there was a miscommunication.
Well, I got notified, Mr. Real.
I didn't, and neither did
Yeah,
Mr. Kim.
well, everybody was notified.
No,
and-
I
And
didn't.
you know what? Unless the
So-
time changes on a bi-weekly basis, we know when my time is. It's every Tuesday or Monday at 4:30.
That's correct.
So
Mine
that's
is-
when I come in.
Mine was
I set
mine
mine
was
up in
12:30.
my-
You had a
for
deposition
Tuesday.
today, I believe, correct? There was a deposition
Your
at-
appointment was yesterday at 2 o'clock, along with Mr. Kim. Both of you did not come.
I didn't have an appointment 12 o'clock.
Then Sally's not doing it.
I didn't, my weekly is Tuesday, not the Monday.
Yesterday was Monday, Mr. Kim.
Today is Tuesday.
Let's move on.
Right.
Yeah. My schedule is Tuesday, not the Monday.
Okay.
Well, then stick with it. Stay with the same schedule.
Yes, but the city manager didn't let me know.
You don't have to let you know. You know your schedule is at this time every week. Come in.
Yesterday,
Forget
Mr.
it, forget it.
Point of order, point of
set
order.
up the meeting.
Point of order.
Point of
Point of
order.
order.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough, that's true.
Thank you.
The city manager's trapping me to missing the.
Point of order.
Missing the.
Mr. Kim, you,
Okay, so we're on
A little
item.
sympathy for the mayor. Little sympathy for the mayor.
No, bring a violin.
We have a, I think I'm missing the one pages of the one.
I do have a question, though. I actually have a question on number 10, which are the warrants. May I?
This is second page.
Go ahead, use your question first.
Second page.
Okay, the warrants, for all of you out there in the audience, the warrants that we're looking at here in this package are the checks that were written during the month of August. I just counted them. Right now, during this, the rest of this meeting, we're going to have an item that tries to reduce the spending ability of, and the healthiness of the activities of day-to-day city operation. And apparently, we used to have a $50,000 spending limit for these types of items, and now we're trying to control our city manager here. When I say we're trying to, that's not my vote. It's the three gentlemen over here. And so right now on this list, I counted 18 items that were over $10,000. I want to ask you guys, what are we going to do? When there are 18 items on a list of expenses in a month of August, which is a slow month for this city.
Ms.
and they
Hurtado,
include-
this we're talking about the one.
And they include
Ms.
items that
Hurtado, you are
are.
out of order.
No, I'm not.
You
sir.
are out of
I am
order.
making
We're
a
talking about
comment.
we're talking about the one.
That's what I'm talking
Okay,
about, sir.
we're talking about we have agenda. There's agenda 1918.
So the
Okay.
approval of these types of warrants, what you guys are looking at now with what's happening is that instead of just looking and recognizing, all right, if we have an issue afterwards, we talk to the city attorney like it is anywhere else. Here, these gentlemen, what they want to do is make sure that this city approves every single payment. For example, if there's a payment towards our PERS, which is our retirement program, and there's a deadline, you're going to have to see a lot of meetings coming here because there's emergency needs of spending things that are over $10,000. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, the second page second, about middle. They have a computer forensic internal. Computer forensic internal. There's no more letters there. We're spending $29,000. What is a computer forensic internal? I went to briefing, there's nobody there.
Mayor Kim, we are conducting a number of investigations, and this is one of them, and I will not discuss who's doing investigations or any details about them. These are personnel matters for which the council should not interfere, and I'm not going to answer any questions regarding people who are doing investigations for the city.
Okay. Thank you.
In other words, you're tapped.
Yeah, because when I called the special meeting, I've been attacked on my email. I couldn't receive the email about 3 hours. Thank you. It was July.
Motion to approve item number 10.
Second. Please vote.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve the warrants.
Mr. Leal?
He voted yes.
Okay, so 3-2 to pass. Number 12, authorize the Public Works Director, City Engineer to file notice of the completion for the Calexico Airport runway pavements rehabilitations, AIP number 306-0034-016-2014. So they were saying they changed the order about the number 11. They changed the order for the rehabilitation about the airport runway.
Mr. Servin.
Well, they was the number 11 was airport runway to adding the numbers.
I have a question. How many change orders has this project been given?
One.
One. This is the only one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what
it
is
amounts
it?
to about 1%,
Okay.
which is
I
very,
figured.
very good.
And this was pulled because of, excuse me, this was pulled because you weren't here last time, right? Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Item number 12.
Wait a minute, I didn't have a chance to talk.
Oh,
Maybe that's good. Maybe that's a good thing, Mr. Kim.
okay, go ahead.
I call for the question.
The airport, this one, how come they finish? They after finish, we changing the order. Did they finish that?
Oh, yeah, they finished actually ahead of schedule by 2 weeks.
It's ahead of schedule.
So I think what he's trying to say is if they already finished, why is the change order? Why are they asking for more money if it's already done? There's a gap, pretty much?
No, it's just the timing of the change order. They finished the job.
Oh, because you weren't here 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last time, not only the change, this time already, the change the order plus they finished the job.
Yeah, I think you had a question, I wasn't here at the meeting, but you had a question as to why the change order was going to be approved and you need some backup. The change order was because we ran out of material. The material that was supposed to be used, was grindings from the old airport runway. Unfortunately, some of that was contaminated, so we couldn't use a large mass of it, and so therefore we had to go out and buy some. So even so, we still came in within budget and hardly any change, well, just that one change order, which is unusual, very good.
That was my question.
Yeah.
We changing the order, at the same time we are approving the complete of the job.
It was just timing, no. They wanted to finish the job. We needed to finish the job quickly because the pilots were complaining there wasn't a place to land.
Call for the question,
Okay.
Mr. Mayor. Let's vote on this
Thank you.
now.
Yeah.
There's a
So
motion.
Mr. Real motion
Aye.
to
Second.
vote it. Aye.
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 Number 13, authorize the city manager to sign amendment to number 2 agreements between the city of Calexico and the vendor Rosenthal Incorporation for right-of-way services for Cesar Chavez Boulevard Improvement Project. Why they have to change it?
I didn't understand your
He's
question.
talking, item on
Number
Rosenthal, as far as Cesar Chavez improvement. He's asking why you have to amend number 2.
Because the negotiations are taking longer than they had planned. There's some difficulties having to deal with railroad and some of the people that are being affected by the right-of-way takes.
You recall also, we've started the eminent domain process on several of them that the city council approved last meeting. So that, all those things prolong the process and obviously need to be funded.
So it costs us more.
Yes.
Okay, so I have more question, but not in the agenda, so I'm not going to ask you about that.
Do we have the fiscal impact on?
Well, yeah, we're going to have to pay 1% of that amount more.
Do you have an idea
Idea of what?
of what the
Percentage?
impact is, the fiscal impact?
Yeah.
What percentage we're paying now versus
Measure D fund, 72,820.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
motion to approve?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now, number 15. The public hearings. We're going to open for the public hearing number 15 first.
Read the subject, Mr. Mayor.
The public hearing of the consider resolution of the City Council of the City of Calexico for vacation of the public alleyway, located in block 30, town site of Calexico, pursuant to streets and the highways code section 8324. We're going to open the hearings to 8:06.
You should hear background information first and then open the hearing, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. I present it, so would you give us the background?
Sure. There's a project going on, as you may remember, the apartments that were damaged by the 2010 earthquake, Anderson Apartments on 6th and Pollen. The owner decided to hire a contractor to renovate and demolish one of the buildings because it was in disrepair. So the intent is to replace that building with a new apartment building, renovate the existing building, and another small building right next to it. They've accomplished repairing one of the buildings, and as they went through the project, they saw that this alley was a nice piece of land, and they decided we can make it part of the project. Now, the alley, whenever you abandon an alley, half of it reverts to the other side of the alley, and the other half reverts to the other side, obviously. So the client, the owner wanted to see if he can use that for other purposes, landscaping, parking, what have you. At the time that we went to Planning Commission, we didn't think that there were any utilities out there, but we did find that the city has a water line there. It stubs and provides service to one property right there along the corner of that alley to the south. Since then, we found that there's actually 2 additional utilities, a gas line that runs down the middle, and then the IID power poles that are there as well. So in discussion of this item ad nauseum with the Plan Commission, the owners came on both sides of the alley, and they had concern. Well, one owner had concerns, and we took that into consideration, and we wanted to make this as transparent as possible. So we recommended, the city recommended that we don't allow any walls to be put in the alley itself, and the alley remain a easement, so that each utility, 3 of them, city being one of them, would be able to service them without having to remove those improvements. The only improvements that would be allowed are essentially landscaping and chain link fence for access and security. So The alleys throughout Calexico, it's probably a good idea for some alleys to be replaced or abandoned because it provides a potential security breach to patrons on either side. So we're here in front of you today because Plan Commission was reviewing this project, and their recommendation was to get more information from the builder to try to satisfy the lady on the south side of this alley. So we brought it to your commission or to your council so that you can discuss it, hear the public, and make recommendations as such.
Thank you. So we're going to open the public comment, public hearing, 8:10. Is there anybody, I believe we have one person before we get asking, Mr. Romero, Daniel Romero.
One of the property owners is here. Did you fill out a card, ma'am?
Not really.
So she's one of the owners, so.
Yeah, it's,
she's
Mr. Romero first.
Okay, I'm here now as a member of the Planning Commission. This thing was voted down 5-0 by the commission, by each of your representatives. And before the minutes are even approved, it gets to council. I'm curious to know how it got here so quick.
Me too.
To me, this is an issue of process, and it's not. And the other thing is, I did not know. I did not know that she was here present. But with the Planning Commission, we had 2 or 3 meetings on this issue, and obviously to receive as much information that we could from both sides, And eventually, that was a decision by the Planning Commission. I read the agenda. You know, you could interpret that description of what the Planning Commission did one way or the other, that it was supporting it or not supporting it. That language was too, it did not really mention that it was not approved by the Planning Commission. Anyway, I just came up to say that. I'm curious, by this presentation, by staff, how it got to the council before even the minutes were approved.
Thank you.
Can staff give some background on who got this item on the agenda this quick and who it is, so I can have him get my agenda items on this fast?
Oh, my gosh.
I can't get them on, and
Well, I believe that
Somebody-
during some discussion with the city attorney did say that this did not need to go to Planning Commission, and therefore it should have gone directly to city council. So maybe the city attorney can shed some light there.
Right. In one of my first meetings at the Planning Commission, this item was on before the Planning Commission for approval or disapproval. It ended up getting continued for future meetings. It turns out that this item, the issue of whether or not the alley should be vacated, is not something that had to be considered by the Planning Commission at all. It got put on their agenda. I told staff this doesn't have to be considered by the Planning Commission, except in one respect. Whenever a city proposes to vacate an alley, under Government Code 65402, the planning agency of that city has to consider whether or not the vacation of the alley, has to report on whether the vacation of the alley would be consistent with the general plan. So it stayed with the Planning Commission solely to consider the issue of whether or not vacating this alley would be consistent with the city's general plan. Now, I think because it went through a number of meetings at the Planning Commission, regardless, that was the limited issue that was before the Planning Commission at the last meeting of the Planning Commission. They declined to find, they certainly voted no and declined to go with staff's recommendation, which we interpreted as meaning that they declined to find that it was consistent with the general plan. Now, the city can still take action, and the city council can still take action. It can find itself that it is in fact consistent with the general plan. The Planning Commission simply needs to report one way or the other, and it did that. So under the Streets and Highways Code, when it comes to vacating an alley, that is an issue that can go straight to the City Council. It never had to go to the Planning Commission in the first place, except for the issue of this, what's called a 65402 finding relating to consistency with the general plan. It did. Planning Commission said, not consistent with the general plan. Now it's before the City Council to act.
Thank you. I believe the lady owner of the, please.
My name is Norma Elsa Vélez. My husband died in December, and then I start getting so much stressful because of these people hasn't been taken in consideration that I've been living there for more than 70 years. And the alley was like that, so I don't have no problem if it keeps like that. The problem is I have my water line, my gas line across, water line, gas line, 2 poles with all the necessary power, whatever. I have my fence. I have my house for more than 20 years, thanks for the development service that we got here. That house was, all the property was for Mr. Emerson. I don't know if you have any history. He was my neighbor, and he was my mom and dad good friends. So that has been my house forever. These people came and broke my fence, and they didn't care. I have to spend more than $200 on my Social Security check, okay? Now I have to pay everything from that. My taxes, I already have it. Insurance, my health insurance, whatever. Okay, I'm a senior citizen too. Of course, they're doing a good thing over there, but it's a business. Below more than 20 units, it's fine. But I don't want any change on my neighborhood, that it will give me a lot of stress, because what good is for me 10 feet of dirt? Excuse me, I'm gonna have problems in there. I don't need it. Water line, the gas line is here. They didn't care, because they already put signs from here to here with his orange spray. They mark the outside of my street. They broke all the cement to enter in the alley, even to part of my sidewalk, okay? I don't complain. I only want my rights to be, please take care. I've been a good citizen for so many years. I haven't been a member of the church or the neighborhood, wherever. I'm a member of everything everywhere you want my help, I go, okay? They say, we cannot fire you because you don't work here, but I'm there. They can get rid of me, okay? That's it. My daughter was over there with the priest for years too, doing for the children, even with her diabetic problem, because she died for that. And now my husband in December, please give me a break, okay? I have here the pictures of the 4x4s and cement I have to put to my broken fence. That's Mr. Solis told me he's gonna pay. That's Alex too. The last time he didn't remember my name and he called me Mrs. Whatever. I'm known as Whatever. I'm a Norma Elsa Vélez. My husband working more than 30 years in Western Auto. He was a good member too there. When he got the cancer, Mr. Noble was all hard for us, because my husband was 1 week in San Diego with the chemo, and 1 week at home, and 2 weeks working. Mr. Noble said, you keep here even if you sit in there. You're gonna keep here and you're gonna be here forever. So that's my life. And I think it's a good life for me so far because I have good friends and I hope some of you can think of my situation. So, Mr. Moreno, your grandma used to call my house because she had a wrong number. And they tell Frank that called me. Every day I called your dad, called your mom because she called my house. She had a wrong number. Every day. Oh my gosh. It was so funny, the lady. So that's it.
Thank you.
I hope that's it. Sorry, Alex. Mr. Solis, sorry, but I think I have a right there. I want to live the rest of my life, whatever years the Lord gave me, in my house, the way it is. I live alone. My children live near Los Angeles, so they can be here. But they praying for me. That's my strength. So thank you so much for listening. And well,
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
that's
Thank
it.
you.
It looks like somebody abusing the powers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jose Solis from El Centro, 257 Driftwood. I'm from J7 Construction. We're the ones building and fixing those apartments. And I want to clarify that I did spoke with Señora Norma, and I did ask her I will pay for the repairs, but I need receipts. I said, just bring me the receipts, we will pay for that. Then the alley, if she don't want the gas line, the water line, we will take it. I mean, the whole alley, and the idea is to put landscaping in that area. So we're trying to better the place, and we got permits to do what we're doing. The sidewalk and driveways, we have permit to do it. It was just an issue about defining if those pipes, gas line and water line, were going to be taken out, so before we pave the driveway. If there's anything damaged, we're going to fix the driveway or any chips from the sidewalk on her part. And I will invite councils if they want to go by and see the condition there. Actually, we want to make it better. And I think a lot of people was thinking, how come, is this really happening, keeping the building? And I think it's at the end, we were almost ready to plaster and stucco, so it's going to be much better. And again, when we finish, and I offer that we can even better the fence that she has there, probably paint it or something once we finish the project. But the idea of repairing any damage, we even moved the driveway to one of the corners because it was a tight exit when we had the entrance to the project. So I'm still waiting for the receipt, so we will pay for that. If you provide that, I told her, one day I got there and she said, I fixed the fence. I said, just give me the receipts, I will pay for it. And that's still something, I don't want to take anything from her, for her to do it. We will do it. In this case, if she hires somebody, I will pay for it. The company will pay for that.
Thank you, Mr. Solis.
I have a
Sir?
question. Can I ask?
Sure, go ahead.
Why would Ms. Velez have to front the money on her fixed income? Rather than working out a deal with a construction company to make sure that she is in the loop on what happens to her property?
Well, in this case, we had a discussion on regard to that issue. We were going to fix it, but when one day I got there and she said, I hired, I guess, somebody that she knew to fix the fence, and that's how I said, well, you don't have to pay for it. I will pay for it. I mean, labor and material, she spent money on that, and I agree with you. She should not be paying for that.
But the question, first of all, questioning is why they have to be fenced down without approval from the government, cities. That's another issue. Why have to be tear down their fence without the approval from the city, the plan?
No, the fence is not being taken down. It's there. even, I guess if she agrees to take half of it, she will have to move her fence to the middle of the, because that's the only fence that's up right now. We haven't put any fence.
It's a 20-foot alley. She would have
Yes.
10 feet in,
Yeah.
and you would have 10 feet
10 feet.
out.
Yeah, and the intention is to have, I explained to her, a buffer between that property, the parking will be landscaping, so that way the parking lot is not real close to her.
So would it be a cinder block fence if there was a
No,
buffer?
no, it's not going to be a block fence.
Thank you. So, yes, go ahead.
It's not good for me to have 10 feet of dirt area. I don't have the money to do anything in there. I don't have use for that 10 feet of dirt. That's why I prefer the alley the way it is.
Thank you. We understood your comment. And also, I believe there is still gas pipe and the water pipes going on underground. Thank you. As anybody, any more for the talking, supporting this plan?
Just a point of clarification on the fence. Nobody can put the fence in the middle of the alley, anywhere in the alley. They have to stay where they're at
Thank you.
because of the utilities.
Okay, Mr. Nunez, you wrote down some of the paper.
Did he submit a slip?
Manuel Yanez, 1089 Santiago Drive. I'm a civil engineer, and I'm going to give my opinion on this. First of all, I want to know how this went from Planning Commission to City Council that fast. I've been dealing with this city for more than 25 years, and believe me, never have been that fast. The other question that I have, the Planning Commission denied. I believe that if the Planning Commission denied because they need more clarification, it should go to Planning Commission again. That's what I believe. And I've been doing this for many years, believe me. Every time the Planning Commission denies, it has to turn back to the Planning Commission. It takes another month, 2 months, whatever. The other comment that I have is related with the issue of the neighbors. Mr. Servin knows about it. I have tried to get this vacation lands before, and all the neighbors has to agree. That's what Mr. Servin told me last time that I came with one of these projects. If for some reason the neighbors don't agree, then it doesn't go to the PRC committee, that project review committee. They don't approve it, and it's killed right away. The other question that I have, I believe that if the owner the south of the property does not okay with the project, I believe that it should not be approved, but it's up to you, City Council members, to approve it or not. You have the power to do it. But that's my personal opinion. As a civil engineer, I believe that everyone that does an encroachment has to have an encroachment permit. I have seen the contractor start working on and they demolished the sidewalk, I believe that, and they did some work or repairs, and I don't think they had a permit because this issue has not been resolved under city. I don't know if the contractor was fine. He's my friend. I'm not talking against him. I don't want a retaliation or something, Mr. Jose, Mr. Perronis, but I just tell him what is happening. If you see me in my house doing something, or you see me in another project without an encroachment permit, guess what? I'm going to be stopped right away, the same minute. Please, equality for everyone, Mr. Servin. You are the one in charge in this department. And please don't retaliate on my projects if I'm telling something here in public. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yanes. So anybody is supporting this, Mr.?
Mayor Kim?
Yes.
Do you mind if I address that issue of why? I just want to clarify that this is not an appeal of the Planning Commission's decision. So it's a separate item that is coming straight to the city council. So that's why it's quote-unquote moving quickly. No one appealed the planning commission decision. That stands on its own.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable Mayor and City Council, I'd just like to address, first of all, the encroachment, which he has concerns. The permits are here, Mr. Yanez, we do have permits. So before you ask, I guess you need to do your homework. Let me finish. He's a little disgruntled because we did not give him the contract to build. So I think that's where we need to start. He was part of, because we took different quotes on construction companies, and he didn't get the contract. And regards to Mrs. Velez, Ms. Velez, I agree with you. Maybe it would be a great concern for you to let go at your part of the alley, because you would take expenses in building a fence or whatever, but we're willing to take her part, and really, we don't need it to build, we need it to beautify. And what we want is landscaping. Everybody's always talking about landscaping. We need it in the city. We want to beautify that area. It's looked so awful for so many years, and now an opportunity to make it look nice. We're rebuilding a building that's historic. John, you know, Castro, Mandy, Kim, maybe no, because you weren't here 50 years ago, 40 years ago. But it's a building that's been there forever, so we're beautifying the area. We're not trying to be a nuisance for everybody. She talks about her fence. It was offered to repair. Yes, the invoices, that's all we need, invoices. And her saying that I don't remember her. Her nephew worked for me, Jesus Velez, for many years. No, Jesus, no, your husband's Pedro. Yeah, pero Jesus trabajó conmigo. And the Velez family goes back years to my family, so I know who the family is. Her daughter went to school with me. But in any case, Jesús, tu sobrino. Sí, sí, señora. El del que trabajaba.
Okay, look, Mr. Peroni. Mr. Peroni.
Jesús está en el cielo.
Here.
¿Se acuerdan que trabajaba en la aduana?
Mr. Peroni. Mr. Peroni.
Sí, sí, yeah. But they work for us.
Mr. Peroni.
We got the name. But in any case, it's we're going back to the project. You know, it's going to be a benefit for all. It's going to be a benefit for her. She's not going to see a dirt alley. She'll see an improved landscaping, something nice, and it'll be lighted. Right now, there's no lighting. It's a security problem. So that's all I want to really share with you guys. And the permits we have, and it's in a project that was approved by planning. Thank you very much.
Mr. Peroni, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
The question that she has, or that I'm trying to interpret, is that she does not want that extra piece of property.
Yeah, because of water lines and the utility
Is
lines.
there going to be digging into that area where it's going to cost her money?
No, the only cost, like if she would have to move her fence, and we would, move her fence for her, it would be no problem. But if she doesn't want that part, her concern is if one day IID needs to dig up, she doesn't want to go into her property. So that's why I say, well, she doesn't want it, we don't mind, because it's going to be open. They can go in there and work on the utilities anytime.
And you're speaking on beautification is your
Exactly.
key for that area.
That is a key thing. We have seniors living there, so we want a nice place where they can go out, and when they leave their apartment, a nice environment, landscaping. Not artificial landscaping like I've been seeing going around here, real landscaping.
Has she had meetings with you and possibly the construction to share her concerns with what is it that'll work for both of you? Or is that something that has not been considered?
We haven't had time. The only time we've met has been here. That's the only time. We've never, but I've told Jose at the beginning, he's had a lot of contact with her. And, I'm not out there in the site. I just, my role is minimal. The construction person has a bigger role there.
I would like for her to maybe have some input as a stakeholder in that area of the property. That would be only fair for her, and for her not to incur any costs.
So she's not going to incur anything. I don't know.
You say she wants this, I don't know.
No. if your fence needed to be moved, we would
That's-
pay for the cost.
I-
No, that's if
Okay.
you took your standing.
Okay, Mr. Peroni.
Let me,
You know, it's
Excuse me.
interesting that no one had time to talk to this poor lady, but there was someone who had time to talk to this council and convince this council that we were going to be circumventing what the planning commission already decided. Why didn't we have time for her? Come on, that's not a
What
good
are you talking
excuse.
about?
She's saying you talked to the
You know
council.
that this
Oh,
kind of
I
feels,
haven't
this kind of
spoken
feels
to
like
you.
a civil
Hey, Maritza,
issue.
Maritza.
You guys are talking about
Maritza,
issues that are more like
Maritza.
civil.
Okay,
Excuse me,
okay.
you're,
No,
excuse me.
excuse
No, I haven't spoke to anybody. John, did I speak to you? Did I speak
so-
to you,
so
Kim?
who-
Did I speak to you, Castro?
I wish someone
Mandy?
would have given her.
No,
I didn't really-
That's
not-
really
hey,
sad.
Maritza,
But
not
honestly,
everything's
this
a
kinda sounds-
conspiracy.
But
Not everything's a conspiracy.
I'm not calling it a transparency,
Well,
am I?
well, it's not a conspiracy.
What
Like,
it
you're all-
is, what appears to me,
Maritza,
excuse
don't
me, sir.
Hurtado.
get upset because I
Excuse
called
me,
you a
sir.
Hurtado,
martyr.
please,
Don't
we're
get
not
upset
this
because I
to
engaging
called
me
with
you a
the
martyr.
appears that
argument
it's,
with the public.
Out of order.
it just appears like it's more a civil
Please,
issue.
Mr.
That's
Hurtado,
what
we're
it
not
appears.
supposed to not engaging with the public.
I-
Okay?
You know, I didn't approach anybody at council, I don't do that. You know, any good project should pass on its own merit. So, and I put everybody and I look at your face. Did I ask you, Mandy?
Nope.
Did I ask you, Castro? Kim,
Yes, you did.
when did I ask you? I asked you about the project? Okay, John, did I ask you? Maritza, okay. Kim?
Mr. Peroni,
Kim?
all I'm saying is,
No.
can we come to a resolve with Ms. Velez?
Yeah, sure we can, John, we can.
I would hope, because
Yeah.
she's on a fixed income, she would like things for it to stay the
Yeah,
same.
we'll resolve it, and
But your ideas seem,
¿Puede verse mañana para platicar de lo que queremos hacer ahí? No, pero aquí no lo vamos a platicar allá.
Let me make a recommendation.
Okay.
Why don't I invite them both in front of me and staff?
Resolve the issues,
And we'll
yeah.
try to
Give
work
her
things
some
out with them.
consideration, yeah.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought.
Mr. Mayor?
I love this lady, I just love her.
I think we
seems
need
to
to
me-
close the hearing first. Okay. Okay, is there anybody opposing this project? We're gonna close the hearing, 8:36. Then now come to the council. Is there any council wishes to talk?
I just want to, I would rather continue this until both parties meet, that come to a resolve, rather than
Which they should.
abruptly jump into this, to where Ms. Velez is not really satisfied with the decision made by the construction and by Mr. Peroni.
I concur. I believe we should continue this and give time for the developers and Ms. Nunez to Velez to get together and maybe talk about the issue. At the same time, I would also urge I know the property, I know how it's structured, but I would like to also maybe tour the property with the developer and see exactly what's going on there, because I do know that the alleys in Calexico are an issue. They're a police issue. There's a lot of vandalism, a lot of theft that goes on the alleys, and I would actually like for maybe more people to take over these alleys. I know that Kennedy Gardens is a big problem with their alleys. People, they're blocked off and people are using them to do drugs and to hide there when the police try and get them. I mean, I guess in the past, alleys were, the thing to be, and now it seems that they're more of a nuisance than helpful. And hopefully the city can also work on that as well. But that's all.
Mr. Mayor, I just want to applaud Mr. Peroni for venturing into these old, I believe it was the apartments that were there for many years. Were the Anderson apartments, I believe, and they were built before World War II. There was also some next to them that had subterranean apartments that were demolished because of the earthquake. But I see construction going all the time. It's an old, beautiful building. I'm glad that you're taking on this and trying to refurbish it. But I would hope that Ms. Velez and you guys could get together and come to a resolve, and this can come back to us for her blessing and our approval.
So I'll make a motion to continue.
I'll second.
Well,
Please vote.
Looks like you guys doesn't give the chance to talk other council members.
You should continue it to a date certain if you're going to continue it to the next council meeting.
The next
or-
council meeting, yes. And I
So
would
we don't
motion
have to,
to
we don't have to
continue
make
the
the
next
decision today.
Council meeting. The third Tuesday of September. The fourth, el 15, antes del grito, pues el grito, para que puedas venir a gritar.
Okay, as for me, this case was called the group. They have a power and money to invading persons who doesn't have a voice. I believe if she didn't bring this one issue to here, maybe she's been invaded by someone who has money and lawyers to attack. She just lose all of her right. Our city should be more careful before issue the permit. That has to be my main concern is why you have to come here to against that. City is supposed to know before they issue the permit. They should to taking care of it first.
Okay, well, there's a motion on the floor, Mr. Kim. Let's get this meeting moving.
Thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye what? What the motion?
To continue this to the
continuance
15th.
to the next council meeting of September 15th.
Okay.
Aye, aye, aye.
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 Thank you. We finished this hearing on the number 16 now.
2 weeks.
Public hearing, number 16, public hearing to introduce the waive to first reading of the ordinance of the City Council of the City of Calexico approving and adopting zoning code amendments to add a new provision to the Calexico zoning code Title 17 to the Calexico Municipal Code relating the expedited permitting the procedure for small residential rooftop solar energy systems and the checklist of requirements for the expedited proceeding of permits for small residential rooftop solar energy systems. We open the hearings 8:41. So any persons who wish to talk about to support this project? Okay, if any persons are opposing?
In favor, you go in favor first, and then you go opposed second.
Mayor Kim, did you not want to have a presentation from staff first before you
Okay.
open the public hearing?
Yes.
There's a presentation?
Well, I mean, just to provide the council with some background.
Yes, please.
This proposed ordinance is being put before the council because it's required by state law for the city to adopt by September 30th a expedited procedure for the processing of applications for rooftop solar programs. And so we have, our office developed this ordinance as well as an associated resolution that approves a checklist where basically if somebody comes in with an application for a rooftop solar system and it meets the items in the checklist, then they get the expedited procedure. So these are basically mandated by state law. We followed forms that are set forth by state agencies to develop these. So with that, I would suggest that you open the public hearing.
Thank you.
And it's coming before the public, or for a public hearing because it involves an amendment to the zoning code.
And there's actually two actions. There's an ordinance amendment, which you have to vote on, and then there's a resolution approving the checklist.
I just have a question regarding, I mean, this is obviously going to bring more revenue to the city, correct? Bring in more people that are going to, in order to put solar panels, they need to go through permit fees and all that stuff as well, correct?
We're hoping for that by virtue of making it faster to get these approved.
Okay, so
We should open the public hearing before
Yeah,
it goes
we-
to council comment.
okay, I'm gonna redo it again. We open the public hearing 8:44. We open the public hearing. If anybody's speaking for the supported, Mr. Ben Holton.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, this is something that's going to move Calexico more forward in reference to the new industry, which is the solar industry. I believe there are certain groups that can even finance the solar process, and by moving this, which is required by the state, it's a given. So it's something that the state is requiring us to do it in order to improve our zoning and what's required. And a couple of months ago, I had a chance to see a group, I believe the name is Hero. They're going to be involved with that process. And it's something that's going to really help the city, really help the homeowners, which is going to improve the value of their property, and it's going to help to move things forward for the city as a whole. So like what Mr. Real talked about, it's going to advance the value and advance even new businesses here in Calexico about installing it. I'm for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holton. Mr. Yanes? Oh, okay. So anybody no more persons who wants to support this one? Anybody is against it? Then now we're closing the public hearing, 8:46. So now comes to council. Mr. Leal, I think you have some question. Mr. Servin, would you give us some clarification?
I think it's good to go. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go? Okay. Anybody's question?
Make motion to approve.
Second.
I have a question.
There's an ordinance and a
There's two separate
resolution.
items, and they need to be addressed separately, but if there are questions from the council, they should go.
Yeah,
Aye.
go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Servin, it says here for a small residential, that's mean no apartments, nothing commercial, that's only for residential houses?
Duplexes and the single family, plus also there's another requirement not to exceed 10 kilowatts.
Okay, so for...
How many kilowatts?
10 kilowatts.
10 kilowatts only?
The design load on the panels, how much they can deliver.
So 10 kilowatts only? So if they...
Maximum.
Maximum. That's what I'm saying. If they have if I want to put more than 10
Then it's
kilowatts...
not considered a small project. This is only for small residential rooftop solar energy systems.
Also, it says here approving in according to a zoning codes, so that means only some areas around the city of Calexico, or that cover the whole residential areas? That's my
Well, you
question.
have some areas which is not in this area, coastal areas, for example, where they won't allow you, because the CCNRs or homeowners associations, they don't allow solar panels to be visible because of aesthetics, trying to protect property values. That's not here.
In this case, can you tell us which areas, which zonings can use those solar
Every
energy?
residential area.
Yeah, but like, for example, on the east side of Calexico, they can use those?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Kennedy Garden too?
Yes.
just for the only residential areas, not the commercial?
No, then it doesn't qualify.
R1 and RA,
Duplexes and single families, yes.
but not apartment complexes?
No.
Okay. A motion for its
Okay,
approval?
thank you. I second it.
Okay, hold on. There are two items.
A motion for the first one?
Okay, well, the first one is the ordinance, and we can't just do a motion for approval. What we need to do, under the recommendation, you need to make a motion to introduce and conduct the first reading of the ordinance by title only, waiving the full reading of the ordinance. And then we need to read the entire title of the ordinance.
entire title of the ordinance. So you're talking about the whole pages?
It's
Background,
just the
zoning
title.
code amendments?
If you turn in a number of pages, you'll see one that has ordinance number blank at the top.
Could you read the?
The title of the ordinance?
Yes.
Absolutely. Ordinance number blank, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Calexico approving and adopting a zoning code amendment to add new provisions to the Calexico zoning code, Title 17 to the Calexico Municipal Code, relating to expedited permitting procedures for small residential rooftop solar energy systems. Now, the motion that needs to be made is a motion to introduce the ordinance and conduct the first reading by title only, waiving the full reading.
I move that we introduce the ordinance and waive the full title by, waive the full reading by title only.
Second.
Aye.
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 Unanimous. And then I'd like to adopt the checklist. Is that what's next?
Correct. That's just a motion to approve the resolution to adopt the checklist.
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
I just wanted to make a comment to the public about solar panels for homes. As a tax preparer last year, I had an experience. One of my clients invested about $60,000 to $70,000 of solar panels to power his home. And I did his individual tax return, and he got $17,000 back as a credit. So solar power is the way to go, if you have $60,000. No, but however, just to add to that, there's financing companies that finance those things for you.
Thank you for the commercial, Ms. Hurtado.
I didn't say barrons.
We also have tires on special and Mandy's
We'll be
tires.
back with more in a minute on the Calexico City Council
Mr.
network.
Kim, what do you have on special at your store?
What? The public
Deadline to
hearing,
file for your extensions is
number
October
17.
15th.
Public hearing on the proposed budget for fiscal year 2015-2016 and budget workshop.
Mayor, members of the City Council, we put this on the agenda. The budget has been available for public review for over a month now, and so what we thought we'd do is put this on to see if the public had any comments about the proposed budget documents. We're not asking any action to be taken tonight, but rather provide the opportunity for the public to comment, and then also, if the City Council would like to take some time, maybe because of the late hour, we can do it some other time, but if they wanted to ask a question or if they had any comments about the budget, they could do so. So we did advertise the public hearing, so I don't have anything more to say than what's already been said. It's been on the website. We've had a special meeting already on it, so I think we're ready to take any public comments, should anybody have any.
Okay. Before questioning, Mr. Yanes, you have to speak.
Manuel Yañez, I'm in
We opened the meeting, public hearing was called the 8:52. Go ahead.
Manuel Yañez, I'm in the Finance Commission Advisor Committee, and just want to tell Mr. Warren, it was a nice booklet, a lot of information here. I'm not against everything I say against Mr. Warren, and I know it's a lot of information here, Mr. Warren, and there's only one meeting, and for anyone to see it, it's kind of hard to digest it. The information that is here is really relevant for everyone. The information it has to be has too many clarifications. I have many questions on this, and probably in the next meeting we can solve some of the questions. And for me, the way that I see it is that my own opinion is This information that is here is more like it's like a brochure, but it's okay if for someone that is not really informed about the city, but for the citizens, I wish we can get a more a booklet without that much information, because it's like a history or something related with the city, and it's a lot of information that is not really related to the budget. And what I believe, in order to understand more the budget, has to be more compressed. That's my own opinion, but it's been done like that for many years. I have so many questions that I won't be able to ask, but the only thing that I would like to say, if we can do this portion, I don't know how you guys schedule the meetings for the committee, but if we can do a meeting sooner, because I don't know when it's going to be the next meeting, and I don't have that information, and I really don't know who's going to take care of that. All that information, I need to get it in order to understand more the budget. And if it's going to be approved, what we're going to do? Are we going to do a recommendation, or are we going to do just like at the planning commission, just be a puppets on this? Because if I'm going to be wasting my time, I don't want to waste my time in this. If we do a recommendation, I hope we can, the city council follow the recommendation, and they discuss about it. They do the better the benefits of the city and all the citizens here and the city of Calexico. Really, thank you for the brochure.
Let me just make one comment. It is a 466-page document, but there is an executive summary. It's 26 pages, so if you just want to get right down to what the major issues are, the list of capital projects, the charts, what's being spent in every accounting fund, read the first 26 pages, and that will tell you everything you need to know. So there is a compressed section of the budget that actually distills everything into one place. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to come down. I'm happy to sit down with you and go over it. We have visited with the Financial Advisory Board, done a presentation with them, and then we also, the former finance the former finance director went to Measure H and talked to them about the Measure H issues. So we are trying to be open, transparent. You can look at it on the website, but if anybody has any comments, we're happy to listen or answer any questions.
I will make sure to make questions about it. I will make sure. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wood.
Thank you. Is there anybody who wants to speak about the budget? Mr. Holton?
Ben Horton, Economic Commission. This is our proposed budget, ladies and gentlemen. It's very in-depth. Mr. Llano talked about this. It's really a lot of paperwork, 400 and some odd pages, but it's a budget that we can look at and find the answers that we need to know. The worst part about any kind of budget is something that's not there that you need to know. This budget is very in-depth. It was a lot of time put together to form the information. This is something that I consider a living budget. Not a budget that you can just look at and it's a nice desk weight to put papers under. This is a living budget where the information that you need to know is there. Now, sometimes people say, well, that's a lot of reading. Well, it's a lot of reading that you may have to do if you want to find out the right answers. But in reference to the economic side of the house, I find no problems with this budget. I'm not going to say I looked through everything. I breezed through it, and I look forward to seeing the abridged, the condensed version of it. But yet, it's something that we can work with. As a council, you have to commend the city manager and his staff for putting this together, because I remember what it was once upon a time. And those times, I hope, will never come here again. Thank you.
Thank you. So is there anybody who wants to talk? Is it not? Okay.
Does council, I want to say.
We're going to close the hearing
does
first?
council have the opportunity, legal, to be able to make comments during public?
Can we close
I want to
the
know my
hearing?
rights.
Then we come to the council.
Is that the way it goes? Is that the way it goes?
Does Well, the council typically makes comments after the public hearing is
Yes.
closed. Okay.
Okay, 8:59, we're closing the hearings. And now it's come to the council. Any council members want to comment? I think Ms. Hurtado was the dice to talk. Go
Yes.
ahead.
I just said it like 2 seconds ago, so yeah, it hasn't changed. The comment that I wanted to make was about what Mr. Yanez is calling the budget a pamphlet. I can't understand why you would think that this is a pamphlet, but we need to remember that when municipalities form a budget document like this, it is also prepared to be information, complete information about this city for investors who are looking at this city from far away. Individuals who are used to many more complex documents than this is. This probably is just, easy reading for someone who has that type of skill. So the document is so complete on purpose because it's very difficult to keep picking out information and maybe create something that is a little user-friendly for another group. It's just not going to work that way. That's why this is like that. And so that's why, in my case, I support how this has been prepared, because looking at how we had our other accounting and our other presentation of budgets prepared, that one was hard to understand. That one was straight printing from our mom program that we had for ages, which was a dinosaur financial program. Now we're into Springbrook, which is allowing us to have a much more actually user-friendly result. So I believe that the most important thing also for many of the residents of Calexico to understand this budget and the budgets that we have for the couple last years is that it's balanced. So when there's talk on this council of wanting to reduce fees, give discounts or what have you, it's going to affect this. And if we have to make decisions here to give someone a break, we need to find in this budget document where we're going to reduce our expenses. For example, the ladies who have Zumba classes at the community center would have to reduce those programs because we had to make a change here. Why? Because it's completely balanced. So I'm sorry you feel it's just a pamphlet. It's not. It took Mr. Warren months and months and months to be able to develop it. It is a document that is very long and tedious to read, but this is our job and this is what we have to do. And as a commissioner, this is a working tool you're going to be looking at for a really long time. So I'm looking forward to the next workshop and have a little more public here to talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hurtado. Is there any council members who want to talk? Mr. Ria?
I just want to commend the city manager and the finance director for the budget that they prepared. It seems to me almost impossible to have a $50-some million budget and a $17 million budget general fund, and bring it down to just a penny. That's incredible. I mean, I don't know how you guys did it to come down to the last penny, but I'm very. I would love for the community and the city council to get together with all the department heads, and that way we can ask the department heads also questions, and all the staff and the people can know what's really going on with the budget. One of the things about the prior budgets that I did notice was you actually had printouts from the MOMS system, and now we have Springbrook, and I would really like printouts from Springbrook to tell us exactly all the information that's on the budget, not just because it's on the book, but also from Springbrook, all the balances and everything. That's something that can be done, correct? Printed out from Springbrook?
Well, Springbrook is the budget module. These numbers have not been entered in, but what we've tried to do was take all the departments and all the accounts and actually put account numbers. So while you don't actually have a printout, you do have all the information here for you to look at. So if you want to know account balances, I can show you the page that it's on. If you want to know what the revenues and expenditures are, and we can show you that. And we've also put the account numbers
from the Springbrook system, so you can literally print it out from Springbrook and give it to the city council.
Well,
exactly.
The Springbrook system going forward, you'll be able to do that. We're talking about, to get the financial statements.
So from the MOMS to the Springbrook system, it hasn't been. It's been running parallel. So you should be able to, the numbers
Well-
should match, right?
Well, you're talking about two different things. If you're talking about revenues and expenditures and those kinds of things, that's different than talking about the budget document going forward. So, but if you'd like to come down and visit, we can show you the difference. This fiscal year going forward is all going to be on Springbrook, as opposed to what you had last year, where we were in that transition year where some of it was on Mom and some of it's on Springbrook.
So it's all been consolidated.
It's all, going forward, in this fiscal year, starting July 1, everything's in Springbrook. There's
So
nothing.
the
in
mom system, you should be able to print out and show a zero, correct?
The Mom system has some information in it, and the Springbrook, because you have some in both of them. But we can print out exactly what's in, each one of them. We're in the process now of going through everything to close out the fiscal year. Once we close out the fiscal year, we can print you a revenue and expense statement that'll show you, as well as what the balances are.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Castro?
Yes, well, in my part, I believe anything related to a workshop to work with the administration to make it happen, those issues like the majority of the council concerned about the budget and any kind of numbers, I'm willing to support. And also, what I understand on what Mr. Real mentioned on the BAM system, I believe that the system that we have, the software and anything related to administration is kind of old. Is that true, or you been make some changes on the work that the City of Calexico is working with the numbers with anything related to the budget?
As I said, going forward, once you approve this budget, this will be loaded into Springbrook by account number. So you'll be able to compare the printouts that you get with the budget document that's ultimately approved. And so going forward, everything will be on Springbrook. There'll be nothing in Mom.
Okay, sounds.
But if you'd like to come in and
Sound
talk more about it, you're
good for
welcome
me.
to come in. We'd happy to sit down with you. As I said, we're in the process of closing out last fiscal year, and once we get that done, we'll go ahead and give you all a financial, a printout and everything, so.
I think we should
Thank
set up a date for this meeting today, if possible.
You're talking about this budget workshop?
A budget workshop with the people, the staff, city manager, disgruntled employees and everybody who wants to come in.
I think so. Okay, probably we're gonna have a budget workshop, and when we supposed to have it? When we wish
You
to
could,
have it?
I asked the city manager, next Tuesday.
Any day you want to have it, just tell us, we'll set it up.
I think next Tuesday, maybe?
Next Tuesday, okay.
Start at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
6
Six
to,
o'clock.
6 to.
5:30, 6:30?
6 to 6
6 o'clock is better.
6 o'clock?
6 to 7:30.
in the morning. Toastmasters.
Okay. Next Tuesday at 6 o'clock, we'll have a workshop. I'll have all the department heads here, and we can.
Please
go through
blast it on Facebook, and we can put that on the city webpage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just 6 o'clock.
No, but it's gonna be
9, no, it's 8. Okay, I think everybody's tell this expression on the budget, and this my turn. It's a nice book. I think it's a nice book, and some of them, the political movements, they talking, but there's a lot of distraction there, so sometimes they cannot focus and see the numbers. And also, there's a big missing line items. One of the example, we have the money, we have a general budget, was called the revenue. We have electric franchise fees, cable television franchise fee. Everybody suppose, every section supposed about how much we're gonna receive is not there. They're all together, the fees. So we're not gonna know which one is how much impacting us.
Mr.
Same
Kim.
thing as the expenditure.
Mr. Kim, we can do that at the
Yeah, so
If you-
beside that,
It's okay, we got all night. We got all night.
It's happy hours.
Beside that, as a number, I still have a questioning. Is like Mr. Leal was mentioning, is these numbers been collectively to the collecting? So I don't know exactly how much we spend it. That's the right number or not, or shuffling the numbers. So we have to see from our budget report from the last year that we don't have anything more details. So we're gonna look into for the budget workshop to go to more details.
So we don't vote on this at all.
No, we're not asking for any
Information
vote tonight, no action tonight. We're here just.
No,
to
we're
take-
not gonna
so
take any action.
We're here just to
Just-
take any comment from the
let's-
public.
So I believe we
Tuesday
finished
at
up.
6 o'clock, we'll be ready.
So we're gonna have a special workshop for the next Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
Right.
At the City Hall. Thank you. So discussion and the potential action items. Number 18.
We're finally here.
Councilmember Real agenda item requested purchase of the laptop computers for council members. No backup material provided by Councilmember Real.
Motion not to approve. We already
Well,
have,
I have a person
we
to
already have
talk.
ThinkPads and printers. We just bought them last year.
We have a person to speak. I believe Mr. Holton.
Sorry, Ben.
I just want to make, Mr. Mayor, distinguished members of the City Council, I just wanted to say I'm not exactly against this, but where is this going to stop? Next thing, we're going to need cell phones, which with the smartphone, you can have, you can get your internet messages from that. Why not give them a smartphone? And how many, if you're going to get computers, are the computers going to stay here at the City Hall, or they're going to be carried out? I know at the school district, I believe the computers stay at the school district. Each person has a computer. That means that we'll have computers lined up, which is no problem. They'll be able to go into their information. They won't have to carry the library with them when they come into the meeting, like some city councilmen have to. They'll be more quickly able to access to. But yet, I just want to get it clear. Are we talking about computers here at the city council that stay here, or computers that they have to carry it out? There was no background on that. Mr. Real, if you could elaborate more on that.
I don't have either if it stay here or they were allowed to take them, it's not a problem. What is a problem is that this is a city council meeting. That's the paperwork, and I think it's ridiculous. We were given ThinkPads. Mine was given to Gabby a while back. It doesn't work. It doesn't charge or for whatever reason.
Mr. Real, can I get it clear? Is that one meeting?
That's one meeting.
That was
Well, this one's not, I mean, if you...
That's not a typical meeting, because that's the meeting when we had to put everything on to condemn, or start to emanate.
Well, it's even this one right now. It's printing paper, it's ink, it's and you know that's all I'm saying. Now computers nowadays, you can pick up a laptop for $300 anywhere.
Okay, let me ask you something.
I don't think they need to be anything special other than where I can. If they can stay in the city, that's fine. You open it, you have your agenda in front of you.
Okay,
and
let me
that's
ask
it.
you something. With all the, look at you.
You know,
You might as well get Kim too. He's got a whole bunch of paper over here, man.
I know,
what that is,
I'm just saying, would
I
it
have
make
no
it,
idea what
Kim's
that
his
is.
filing cabinet with him.
would it make it easier for all the
green.
councilmen and women to do their work by having everything? And would it be the staff that would have to load the computer up, make sure all the information is there so you can brief through it? And would you be required, not to say that we're forcing you to come to your briefing, and you have the...
Oh, I'm good at coming to my briefings, unfortunately, because I'm the designated translator between Mr. Kim and Mr. Warren. It's been, plus I don't get paid for that extra. But now I have to change my schedule to meet his schedule, and so it's a little tough, but
Well,
I've missed one briefing, and,
Well, I'm not trying to
it was
say
a
anything.
misunderstanding, but this is ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how much this costs the city. I really don't know. I don't know if it's $1 or $100, but carrying that around, when we can have, laptops that stay here, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, if it stayed here, how does, if I can ask Mr. Kim, would you be willing to use a computer or laptop in your discussions here at the city council meeting, Mr. Kim?
No.
Okay, that says everything. Go ahead and vote,
No,
ladies
and
and gentlemen.
I'm not going to be able to read the computer a long time because I hurt my eyes. And you guys want to do it?
No, go ahead and
Not
vote.
me.
You just heard the answer. Not everybody's
You know what, if it's,
Thank you, Mr. Holton. Let's
keep using
see, Mr.
trees, I
Padilla.
guess.
Oliver Padilla.
Okay. Why is there no backup to this? If you had backup, we wouldn't be asking all these questions. So why is it that you all bring items and do not back it up? One. I already thought computers were a waste of time because you're going to have two that are
They're
not even...
translated. They could translate to Spanish. and
No, they don't
Korean.
even know how to turn it on, let alone translate. They're not going to know how to turn it on. Okay? You give him a laptop, how is he going to carry all these things so we can think he's got lots of things to do? You know? Now, are these laptops in the budget?
I don't know. I don't think they are.
Well, if they're not in the budget, then we shouldn't buy them.
Zumba classes.
But then again, are they going to cost over $10,000? So you guys have to approve it. And of course, you would approve that, right? Because it's going to be to your benefit.
Actually, laptops are $300. I don't know how they would cost $10,000, but.
No, I'm just saying. But it's, the only use that would come out of it would be you three. Why can't you ask the city manager to put these things on the computer or on the website, a separate website for all 5 of you that only 5 of you can see, and you from home can look into it? Because supposedly, I keep hearing the city doesn't have money. So, okay, we have money for laptops that are not going to go to use, or if you buy only 3 laptops. Those 2 are going to go to waste. Don't even bother. Okay? So that's just throwing away my taxpayer money on those 2 laptops. Now, make sure the next time you guys bring something to the table here, there's backup for us to read. So us, citizens don't have to be asking all these questions.
Yes, ma'am.
You're so condescending. I know you're just shutting me up.
No, I'm just
Okay?
saying. You're right.
So, good luck with your laptops.
I second the motion.
No, I think I'm fine with my binder. That's good enough for me.
I just want to one more time. When we bought our ThinkPads, I didn't bring it today because honestly, I really don't need it. I even do it off my phone. I have not had those packages for over a year, and I have not had a problem. When I had a problem with my ThinkPad, I contacted the technicians here at the City Hall. That's simple. I have used my ThinkPad, I have used my printer for the last year and a half, kind of sort of when Oscar Rodriguez gave those to us. I know you returned it, Mr. Kim returned it, but I am using it. And my ThinkPad is sufficient for this job. I don't need a laptop. I have my own laptop at home if I need to write a letter. And I can even write a letter on that ThinkPad. So the excuses of those ThinkPads not functioning, that's why we have IT technicians that repair them. So I have used mine for a year and a half. They were brand spanking new, and buying new computers is pretty much just frivolous expenses, I guess, you know? Thank you.
I think we should move on to the next item, Mr. Mayor. It's almost 9:30.
Okay, so looks like we're going to make the decision, or you have a motion, or it's just going to be informational ones?
There was a motion on the floor, I seconded, so.
Who made the motion?
Ms. Hurtado.
Not to approve it? Second by Mr. was called Real? Yeah.
I think so.
Thank you.
Aye.
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 Trees are crying tonight, but I guess.
Okay, now, we have item 19, introduction and waive first reading of an ordinance amending the city's purchasing policy and procedure to reduce the purchasing authority of the city manager and make
I'll make a
other
motion.
changes to the city's purchasing policy and the procedure.
I make a motion to continue item 19 and 20 to the next city council meeting.
Second.
So who second? I think that
Give
Mr.
Mr.
Hurtado
Hurtado.
was more faster.
Juan Hurtado.
So we vote?
You're continuing both items at once before taking public comment or anything? I think you should continue them one at a time.
I make a motion to continue item 19.
And technically speaking, these are items that are still on the agenda, and so you should take public comment before you move on to them.
Okay, Mr. Holton?
I'm up already, sorry.
Mr. Holton?
You beat me last time.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Thank you for knowing what to do. Jesus Christ. What are we going to do without you? Okay, $10,000. Is that what you guys have decided on? Can anybody answer that question? No backup. There is no backup, right? Is it $10,000, Mandy?
What's that?
Is this for $10,000?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, Mr. Kim over there pulled 3 items out of the 6 for the consent agenda. And it took us how long to go through 3 items? He was talking about warrants, about paying this, that. Do you honestly know how long it's going to take for each meeting if you guys have to approve everything over $10,000? You know what I propose, since you guys have no backup for nothing? No? What I propose is, if you're going to go through with this, what was that?
Do your homework.
Stop interrupting. Jeez.
Do my, besides doing your homework, attend briefings.
The $10,000 spending limit does not affect 90% of the things that are on the budget, so.
Okay, fine.
It's an
what-
executive spending limit. It
what
has
I am
nothing to do with
proposing is-
CalPERS,
Ms.
nothing to
Padilla,
do
just
with.
continue, please.
Mr. Real, please.
Mr. Chair, control the meeting,
Yeah, I'm going to
please.
start reading these things like Mr. Bostic. What I propose is, if you guys go through with this bullshit, because this is what it is, okay? $10,000, when you know full well, every other city has 50 or whatever it is. And yes, 50, I've always said it's too much. 35, I liked Mr. Moreno's amount, 35. But 10,000 is ridiculous. Now, one of the items was this item that Mr. Warren wouldn't speak about because it was one of these, what was it, investigations, Mr. Warren? So these investigations, I'm sure cost more than $10,000. I am sure. So it's going to come up to you people to vote on, and guess which 3 are going to vote no? I can assure you right now, you 3 that fired the attorney are going to vote no on anything that has to do to pay investigations. I would like to let you know today, the Palm Springs City Hall was raided by the FBI, okay? You people are next.
I hope so.
You keep this up, you people are next. No, the council.
I would love it.
They're going to come after the council because you guys are breaking all sorts of Brown Act violations, hiring attorneys, colluding. Really? Let me talk.
Just continue.
I got 3
Padilla.
minutes.
Just continue.
Right? So if you're going to be hindering investigations because you're not going to pay over $10,000,
We have spent over $1 million in investigations.
Mr. Chair, you don't just-
That is a false
Please,
statement.
Leo.
That's a false statement?
That is a false
Mr. Real,
do your
please.
How
homework.
much have we spent?
Please.
Because
Do your homework.
obviously you
Mr.
can't
Real.
tell us.
But you're absolutely wrong.
How much have we spent? You've done the budget.
Mr.
Mr. Real,
Real,
please.
please.
Stop.
Can you tell us now what you spent on
Mr. Real, you are
Mr.
so
Real.
inappropriate. Stop.
Please.
Let the
I
person
just want to know the
talk. She
amount
has
that we
rights.
Mr.
spent
Real.
on investigations. That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Real, please.
Grow up. God.
Do your homework.
We don't know how much
Mr.
has been
Real,
spent.
please. So
We
should
can't do
not
homework if
engage
we're
in
not
the-
giving.
Engaging the argument to the public, please.
All I'm saying is we don't know how much they spent on
Okay,
investigations.
yeah.
Yeah, so
let's
let
go.
them, let the public say what they want it, the truth or not. They have a right to. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Madam.
What I was proposing now, let's go back to what I proposed. If you guys go through with this $10,000 crap.
There he goes.
You guys need, Ay, Mandy, sit down. No, sit down. You talk to him at the briefings. That is so rude. Sit down.
No, that's full. I didn't tell you that.
Jesus Christ.
Apologize to all the citizens for this type of behavior on behalf of the council.
Okay, again, if you guys go through with this, then I propose that you have your own little special meetings and go authorize all these little items that you're going to have over $10,000. Because it's not fair to us citizens that take the time out of our life to come and sit here because we care about our city and have to be here till midnight, because if it's 9:30 right now and we're barely on 19, when you start nitpicking every $10,000 item, we're going to be here till midnight.
Would you wrap
So-
up, please? You already passed the 30 minutes, I give you the little extra times.
Well, if you guys wouldn't interrupt, I wouldn't.
That's why I'm giving you time
Okay.
to wrap up, please.
So that's what I'm saying. You guys have your own meeting and don't include it in these meetings. Because you know what? It's not our fault. You guys want to nitpick and micromanage him and do all sorts of crap. Leave that in your eternal, when you get your laptops, go through your laptops and have your meetings on the laptops.
Thank you, Mr. Badia.
No, it's not Mr.
Thank you, Miss
Mr.
Badia.
Kim. Mrs. Kim,
you, Miss
it's not
Badia.
Mr. Get it right, okay?
Thank you, Ms. Badia. It's a miss.
There are items on the agenda now over $50,000 that don't come to council.
Okay. Mr. Holton, please.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, in reference to what we've been talking about, I took the liberty to get some facts. And this came from our county supervisor, John Renison. And this is in reference to the county. And I think Mr. Real made it a point saying that his uncle, or supposedly uncle, had said it's about $10,000. Well, the CEO spending limits for the county is $50,000 litigation, $75,000 workman comp, and $100,000 for contracts. These are the facts, not just something that somebody pulls out of the air. In reference to El Centro, I believe it's $50,000. Brawley, $50,000.
Brawley's 15?
50, that's right. Where's the facts?
I talked to
No, but do you have
Mr.
the facts here to show
Mr. Real,
us?
please.
I can bring them.
Okay.
And Imperial's 10.
Mr.
Okay.
Real.
And Mr. the
Wait,
city,
wait.
the mayor
You know
was
what?
here a minute ago.
Let me finish, okay? Maybe I'm wrong, but do you disagree with the county?
No, the county's 50,000.
And what else?
And El Centro.
Hmm?
El Centro's 50,000.
No,
as well.
and what else do the county have, sir?
They have a lot of money.
Let's don't be facetious.
A budget about 4
Okay,
times ours.
75,000 is how much, sir?
School district?
75? I'm not sure.
Okay, 100,000, how much is it for the county?
50 for the
No,
county.
no, I tend to disagree with you with extreme prejudice, sir. I got this.
The county was 50,000.
Okay, the county is 50,000 for litigation, 75,000 for workman comp, 100,000 for contracts. Am I wrong?
I just asked the executive spending limit. That's all I asked for.
Well, this says
That's 50,000.
executive spending.
It says 50,000.
No, there's more to it than just, don't just pick and give information that you want to give us.
So give us Imperial and Brawley as well.
Okay, if you want to, I'll do a background on that. If you,
Okay.
And Imperial is a lot different than Calexico.
School district's 200,000?
Yeah, they're growing.
School district men is
Well,
200,000?
Number
No.
one growing city in the state.
Okay,
And $10,000 spending limit. Has nothing to do with it.
Mandy, are we going to be discussing that part?
We're here
now?
to discuss.
Okay, we're in the discussion. Thank God that the attorney gave us the ability to speak on this. Now, the school district in Calexico, even though they have a larger budget, how much is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I think you have first.
It's a school board is a complete different thing than a city.
No, it's different. but you
Compare us
can-
to cities. Don't
Listen,
compare us to school boards.
wait.
Mr.
Their
Real,
budget is
please.
$80 million.
He
Manny,
should know
as-
his
as
rights.
you
A
were,
school
sir.
board member.
As you were,
Mr. Holton,
Okay, well,
your time is up.
well,
Wrap up, please.
I was interrupted,
Wrap up,
sir.
please.
I was
But
interrupted,
you
sir.
don't want to mostly talking.
Okay, no, I was trying to talk. I had to answer some
So
questions that put to
wrapping
me.
up, please.
Okay,
it's
I'll
very
wrap it up.
simple. The city of El Centro is 50, and the city of Imperial is
Mr. Real,
15,
please let them,
and Brawley
let
is
them
10.
finish.
It's that simple.
Mr. Mayor, we have some important items on the agenda to discuss. I believe there's some development that needs to go on down on 98 at the Remington property. I think we should need to get to that, and let's just move all this aside.
Okay.
It's almost 10 o'clock, and we're bickering over what the city manager's
And this
spending
is the
limit
way
is when
it's
this was
gonna
moved
be.
on. Let's go, people.
This is the way it's going to be if you adopt this. It's going to be an all-nighter.
You have a
It's
very-
ridiculous.
You have a very immature council member.
Okay,
I tried to give my points. If I couldn't give my points, I stand on that.
thank you. Okay, I have the people was wishing not to talk, but they are against it, limiting the spending limit. Francina Gonzalez. And Gary Lopez.
Cálmate, amigo.
Ernie Medina. Frank Cuellar. Frank Cuellar. Cuellar, no? Cuellar.
Frank Cuellar,
Cuellar.
Sapo.
You can pronounce that.
Rose Fernandez. Norma M. Apodaca. Ricardo Selvin.
Are they in
Thank you.
favor? Are they in favor, Mr. Kim?
They're against it. I already told them they're against the spending limit.
Okay.
They were stating they don't want to talk. Now I want to talk to the people. Person's name is Sylvia Bernal.
She's gone.
She's gone. Next person is Jason Jung.
Hello, I'm gonna keep this short. Like Ms. Padilla said, it seems like there's a whole lot of money being spent on a whole lot of different places. Mr. Real said that, and the city manager disagree on the budget of how much the chief has spent over the past year in these investigations. But the one thing nobody's asking right now, we fired a bunch of cops. Where's the evidence? This was supposed to be shut and done and real quick, but it's going on, what, a year? Lawsuits stemming out of it? It's like, where's this going? I mean, I'm not trying to say the city manager should not have the ability to purchase things if he needs to, but there should be transparency on this. Because Mr. Real made a great point. Where's the evidence? Why are these guys fired? How come they're filing lawsuits now for unlawful termination? They're coming back? Are they not?
Wow.
Who knows? But, and I'm not here to take nobody's side. Trust me, I'm not. And as Ms. Padilla said, when the FBI comes down here, hopefully they'll investigate certain people for making allegations that aren't true. Blaming people for things that they never did. Like somebody blamed a gentleman from the Imperial County District Supervisors or something, and apologized to him at a town hall meeting, saying that he was doing something at some or another. But anyways, you guys should restrict the city manager's ability to spend some of this money because it's being spent frivolously. A bunch of free lunches. And certain people shouldn't say anything until they get their facts straight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jung. Next person, Benjamin Holton again, number 20.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, on number 20, sometimes, I think most of you run a business that are sitting there or involved with a business. Sometimes you have to transfer funds to one account or another, bank accounts, in order to make things work, but the money's there. Now, I don't know how many of you have went to taking a course maybe in public administration, but this is the norm. You look at the budget, if you understand the budget, you understand why sometimes it's necessary to do these things. How many of you have asked for explanation, why do we do these things? Or just suddenly say, I pull something for osmosis? In spite of certain people that might stand up and say, I pull things from the wind, I try not to pull anything from the wind. I have been asked to do things for this council, and I've tried to get the facts together. Now, I admit that I'm human, I make mistakes. When I make a mistake, I will announce it. But yet, on this transfer, eliminating his ability to do the transfer, we're already seeing how these meetings are getting bogged down. You want to make sure that the city will actually, in other words, we're looking to dismantle the city and make this city into a non-functional city. And that's the direction that we're going. In this direction, it won't be healthy for nobody in concern. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holton. Next person, Jason Jung.
He's on number 20. Moved on. What item are you on, Mr. Kim?
Number 20.
Number 20.
I thought we were still on 19.
There was a motion to
No motion was
table.
made.
So we motion made to for the continue for the both. So we were talking both.
There was an initial motion made. You directed him to listen to the people. Correct. We've listened to the people. He's moved on without getting that motion to continue.
No, but motion to approve the
That
5-0.
appears to be what happened.
Motion to
Right,
approve the
that-
5-0.
Right, but you got
So
to.
he have to tell, he
you
said,
had-
I have to
Can
tell.
I give
them
you the
that
play-by-play?
We approved the motion though, John.
I
said
know, but we are just allowing
Okay.
the public
But-
speakers.
But 19 and
Yeah.
20 have already been
19
tabled.
was to be done, it's
Continued,
the 20.
so They've been continued.
Continuing for the same,
Let's
same
continue this
motion.
madness.
City clerk, apparently, who voted to continue number 19?
19 and 20.
19 and 20.
Okay.
We approved both.
But you told them
Okay,
to do them separately.
I'm just telling you that for Brown Act purposes, you've got two items on the agenda. That motion wasn't really valid to continue them both at once without hearing from the public. You hear her on 19, then have a motion to continue 19, then hear on 20, and have a motion to continue 20. That would be the proper way to do it under the Brown Act.
Make a motion to continue item 19 to
Second.
the next city council meeting on the 15th of September.
Aye.
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 Okay, hi. Actually, we supposed to be tabled, not continue.
No, continue.
Table to next meeting.
Continue.
That's not supposed
Table
to.
doesn't mean, it means that
That's
another
his
time.
own language, not for the legal language.
Oh, you're the attorney now?
Your municipal code has a specific definition of tabled, so it's best if you continue it if you want to.
Okay, we made a motion to continue. Pass.
Okay, so 19, we already speaking the last person, Mr. Chung.
We're in 20 now.
20, yeah.
We're in 20.
You're on 20.
You have the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this one real quick. You know what? There's been a lot of talk about people commingling funds or moving funds around from Measure H to the general fund and from this fund to that fund. So, you know what? I don't think you guys should be taking monies out of Measure H and putting it into the general fund. That's illegal. And like Ms. Padilla said, when the FBI comes down and raids the city council or city hall, some people are gonna have to answer to that. And there's a whole lot of talk about Measure H monies being moved around, and I think a lot of people, and I mean this in the most polite way, are ignorant of what funds can be commingled from one place to another. And I like to say, maybe you guys can have like a workshop for people and explain to the general public what funds can be moved from one account to another. And that's about it, but if you guys are messing around with Measure H and putting in the general fund, somebody's gonna go to jail sooner or later. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we need to go to vote again then, number 20.
Motion to table.
Motion to continue.
I mean, continue.
¿Qué pasó?
Okay, Mr. Real was making the motion
Aye.
to continue. The second by Mr. Moreno.
Aye.
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 Okay, number 21. Introduce the waive the first reading of the ordinance of the City Council of the City of Calexico, adding Chapter 8.59 to Title 8, Health and Safety of the Calexico Municipal Code, prohibiting smoking in and around multi-unit public housing.
I think we discussed this one at length, and I would motion for its approval.
Second.
Only public housing.
Second.
Right, it's only public multifamily housing.
Right,
Yeah.
multifamily.
Okay, so anybody's discussion? If you don't have any
I don't know,
discussion?
we're missing a
we
council
vote?
member. I don't,
Aye.
This is another ordinance, and so we need to follow the ordinance procedure. So the motion needs to be to approve its introduction and first reading by title only, and waiving the full reading.
So moved.
Okay, and I'll read the title. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Calexico, California, adding chapters 8.59 to Title 8 of the Calexico Municipal Code to prohibit smoking in and around multi-unit public housing. Is there a second?
second.
Aye.
Motion by Mr. Moreno, second by Mr. Real. Everybody's voting. If they approve if the vote the machine, it's mine. You're voting with my machine, my side.
Smoking in public housing, and multifamily.
Got 5-0, and then we passed. And number 22, resolution of the City of Calexico.
We're recommending this be continued to the next meeting at the request of the developer.
So moved.
Didn't you want it continued? I thought you wanted it continued.
Yeah, but that was earlier. I'd rather go forward.
You want to go forward? Okay.
Oh.
I'll take the chances.
All right. I'm okay.
Sure you don't want to come to another city council meeting?
No, I'd like to take my business.
Okay. Okay.
Either yes or no, be fine.
A resolution of the City of Calexico is to consider approving recordinations of the final map of Riverview condominiums.
Make a motion to approve.
Well, first of all, is there public comment on it?
Yes, nobody wants to talk.
Okay, well, I need to state for the record that there are issues with approving with this, this resolution at this point. I think it's wise to pull it from the agenda and move it because there's no subdivision improvement agreement. There are various items that need to be approved in conjunction with approval of a final map, including a subdivision improvement agreement and bonds or some other security for the public improvements. From my review of the materials accompanying this, these agreements are not with these items, and I think you need to give staff and council time to develop the necessary agreements before this resolution can be approved.
Okay.
Staff agree?
Okay, so I think this is a recommendation from the staff
To continue.
continue for the next meeting. Okay, so we need a motion to?
Yes, or simply table the items and have staff re-prepare them with the proper agreements and re-agendize them with the proper agreements, et cetera.
That's not something that it can be passed today and just amended?
No, there's
It
no,
has to be
there's no
done.
draft agreements in
Okay.
front of you even.
Okay, so-
And they need to be negotiated and discussed with the developer.
Can you clarify, I just want to understand what agreements are missing, because my understanding is that one of the agreements is the agreement
Have him come to the microphone.
Yeah.
on behalf of the developer, Jeff Garver. Can you clarify what agreements are missing so I understand? I think one of the agreements might be the agreement to, the security agreement with regard to securing improvements. I understand that, but are there other agreements?
Well, these staff materials do not indicate the status of the public improvements. And normally, when you approve a final map, you need two items. You need a subdivision improvement agreement, and you need an agreement providing for security for the completion of those items. You should have an attorney who would identify those necessary agreements for you, and the city attorney's office, whoever that is going forward, can also help you identify what agreements you need and negotiate those terms with you. But it's two, one relating to the bonding of the, well, providing security, and by the way, that agreement is not submitted with these materials.
I understand that. I
But-
understand that agreement.
But then
I understand-
separately, a subdivision improvement agreement under which there is you agree to complete the subdivision improvements.
And
The off-site
it would be helpful
improvements.
to us if there was a form of agreement that the city prefers. It would be helpful for us if we could have that. I don't see how staff is going to prepare that without our input.
Absolutely. I mean, my understanding is that these items got put on the agenda, very quickly without all of the necessary information. I mean, these are things that should not go back on the agenda until you have an opportunity to negotiate with the city attorney's office, again, whoever that might be, has a chance to negotiate with you over the terms of those agreements. They're moving on to a new interim city attorney after this, whom you'll have to contact to negotiate those agreements. But in any event, yeah. Our office or BB&K, if they go with BB&K, will have draft subdivision improvement agreements that they can use as a form, as a jumping off point for all these.
Speaking of BB&K, can Mr. Real take this opportunity to provide the actual name? Because he gave us Carlos Nunez, but I looked him up and he's not Carlos Nunez. There's another guy. Can you give us that information, Mr. Real? You didn't provide that to us, and if you have a phone number, that'd be great. Let's be transparent. The attorney that you're talking about, the BB&K? You just said BB&K.
Yeah,
Well,
BB&K.
actually, this
Yeah,
is not
don't
this
you
is not
have
the
a phone
time of
number
that.
for the, what was, you
It's
said?
not only with the items.
Yeah, I know, but the question is,
I
because
can
we
give
didn't
you,
get
I
the
can give you
name.
the phone number.
It's not Nunez then, right?
I don't know his name.
But you're the one that talked to him.
Like I said, I don't know his name.
Okay,
Oh, now you don't know?
okay, with,
This has nothing to do with this agenda item.
sure.
Gentlemen, I've been here all evening listening to everything, and it's been very enlightening. Right now, I don't know who the next city attorney is. Mr. Austin is a very good attorney, in my opinion. I've had very good response from him. I would like to know who the next city attorney is.
Right, we have that right, because if Mr. Real make he made contact alone, no one here, alone. I think he needs to give us that information. We have the right, and I think that's his responsibility to tell us who it is, right? There's a lot of work to do. We need to know.
Okay, I think
I think the first
Mr. Real
When,
can give
when
the name.
Yeah, let me say, just for clarification, when Rutan and Tucker were brought in, we had no idea the name of the person.
Yes,
We
but
were
it was
just
hired
told-
by your manager who is competent to find that type of help.
The city manager does not hire
competent. You
the
are not
city
competent.
manager
You are
does
not
not
in
hire
charge.
the city attorney.
You are not the city attorney, Mandy. You are not the city attorney.
It is not agenda items.
Can I get
Please
clarification
don't-
from the attorney who hires the city attorney? Who
Okay.
hires the city attorney?
The city council, obviously.
Thank you.
Anyways, I'd like to know who the next attorney is from my attorney.
We'd like to know too.
Well, okay,
We
why
would
don't
like
you,
to know too.
Mr. Real, to give the name, so tomorrow morning to with the.
Wouldn't you like to know, John, who the next city attorney is? I think we all need to know who the next city attorney is. Isn't that what we're here for? Is for transparency? Mr. Real, who's the next city attorney? Tell
I told
us.
you, BB&K.
No, you gave a name. You gave Carlos. We need to
It's-
know who, because I want to call him tomorrow in the morning. If I could call him right now, I'd call him right now. Because he's going
So
to
you're
be
gonna-
my
you're gonna-
employee
you're
as
gonna
well, not
threaten
just
her.
yours.
You're gonna threaten them.
Dear council, I know you guys have your different issues between each other, and that's a separate matter.
Sorry, there's no,
I had conversation with Mr. Warren. We've sent backup material. This project is a sister project of one you previously approved, which was the Remington project. I gave the city quite a bit of ground for the widening of 98 on that one. I'm doing the same thing on this one. I'm not going against Mr. Austin about his points that he has, but we had come to a gentleman's agreement with the city manager. Unfortunately, time-wise and everything going on, maybe that last document wasn't drawn. I've looked in the package, and you guys have definitely put resolutions in there and explained the project. You guys are going down Cesar Chavez Boulevard right now, and you guys are paying $3 to $4 a foot to buy right-of-way. I'm giving the city 2 acres with recording this map. You guys have my word as a gentleman that I'll mimic or do the same agreement I did on the Remington with the Riverview and give you guys the 2 acres for free. I spent my day here. It's not my fault you guys aren't ready. Please take a vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the recommendation from the staff to continue meeting for the table for the next.
Listen, conceptually, we have no problem with what's being proposed, and we've worked with Marvin. And we support the final map and the preparation of the agreement along the lines of the Remington agreement.
And I wish to clarify one thing for Mr. Austin, just because he did bring it up, and it's a very good point. Where does it spell out what I'm giving you guys? Well, it's spelled out on the map when the tentative map was approved of what I'm giving the city. So when you record that map, I'm giving you that piece of ground. There's not a separate document that's going to do it. There may be a developer's agreement that I can't do anything with the ground until I do the improvements or bond for it. But other than that, the ground the city's going to get, they're going to get it for free upon recordation of the map. Am I correct on that, Mr. Austin?
I have not seen the final map, and the final map is not part of this package. I'm taking you at your word that that is part of the...
It's actually a tentative map, not the final, because we haven't recorded the Mylars yet.
No, I understand that, but I mean, the purpose that, of this resolution is to approve state that the final map is in substantial conformance with the tentative map, and I have not seen a final map, and the final map also has to meet, be in substantial conformance with all of the conditions of approval of the tentative map, et cetera. I don't think anybody at the city is disagreeing with your proposal and concept. I just think that, in terms of crossing Ts and dotting Is, which is extremely important under the Subdivision Map Act, you want to button all that up before it comes before the City Council for approval at a future meeting.
Well,
and I apologize that you had to wait this long for that, but and I understand
expended
that.
quite a bit of time on this already. I've spent 5-6 hours worth of attorney time this afternoon, and to get blocked at the last minute for a piece of document that's not in our binder, it really kind of irks me. Mr. Servin's here. He's much aware of the map. He's much aware of what I'm doing and what I'm pledging that goes with the map. Maybe council would like to ask him a few questions.
I'd like to ask, and what is exactly the, I guess that, is there time constraints? Is it, are you guys starting to build soon?
We have pending issues on the table now that we need to move forward.
Okay, so can we get those documents to the city and maybe call a special meeting this week, tomorrow, the next day, and go ahead and get it done?
we could have, but now that we're changing attorneys, it's going to be very difficult.
No, I'm
document for the city. Maybe the city can hire an interim attorney sometime, your guy gets on board, or you guys can review it.
This is an interim attorney.
Well, no longer, I guess, from what he told us.
there's an interim. There's an interim attorney coming in, and there's it will be they will go ahead and put it out for bid the way transparency should be, and then you hire an attorney, a permanent city attorney. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Would it be out of the question to allow Mr. Austin to consult with Mr.
I don't see why not.
Mr. Warren on this particular item, since he is aware of it, and then up until that time, the rest of the balance of the council can get their wish and get a new attorney firm?
I guess if you guys hire Mr. Austin to do that specific job, just from his understanding earlier, he no longer.
You can get him those papers tomorrow,
If
right?
Mr. Austin wants to go with Mr.
Is that,
I'd be happy to help him. This is not a, overnight sort of deal. Like, these
Okay.
are complicated documents. I'd be happy to, if you want to retain our services for purposes of, or keep us on for purposes of dealing with this project, I'd be happy to do that in this transitional period.
I think that would be the most prudent thing to do at this time, rather than wait till whoever comes in that we don't know who is.
I would agree. Mr. Austin's an excellent attorney. We can get there and get this thing done.
Not only is he excellent, but compared to the Remington project, the previous attorney really dragged things along. Austin has been on the spot each time.
Thank you. Make sure, you get that, Mandy? Is that okay if we keep him on until?
I don't know, can you draft up, I guess, a contract or something saying that you would work for that specific
On that
Remington item only?
Sure, we can do a contract that we're special counsel services.
Special counsel, okay. Don't see why not. And what time frame is 2 weeks, Mr. Maine, is 2 weeks too long? I mean, is a sense of urgency, we need to call a special meeting?
Well, we're having a special meeting next Tuesday anyway.
Could we get it on the agenda then?
Can it be put on near the top instead of the end?
Absolutely.
No, the next one is only for budget.
That doesn't guarantee you're going to be out of here quick either.
Well, I don't mind staying if it's cool.
Look, here's what we can do. We can put it on at the special meeting as the first item, and then after that, do the budget. In the meantime, we can have Mr. Austin work with your attorney, and let's wrap this thing up. Conceptually, no one's disagreeing. We just got to get the paperwork.
Cross the Ts and dot the Is, that's what it seems like. Okay. So, motion to continue into the next Tuesday, which is the 8th of September.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
My last card.